Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Yes, it's your boy Ray. This is the Hipster Nation. This is where you will hear most things first. Don't forget, they did demonetize me. We are fighting that. It's in process. Also, if you want to support the channel, there you go. Or go to my channel. The links are in my description. That's a good way to support the channel. So we want to ask questions today. Obviously, there's everything going on with Don Lemon. You know, he invades his church with these protesters. I guess they're going to try to do the FACE Act and try to investigate, I guess is what they're doing, the DOJ, and see if they can bring up charges against any of these protesters and possibly Don Lemon. And I know the whole world's been seeing this shit. It's ridiculous. It's just, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I believe he should be held responsible because the Klan Act, it's also called the Klan Act. That's kind of, funny as shit, in my opinion. Don Lemon is one of a kind. Let me tell you, this guy's I can't say too much because he's the kind of guy that wants to sue. And Fox News is just ignorant sometimes, We're going to show some stuff. We're going to share some stuff, and we're going to dive into it. Thanks for showing up. We are going to, let's go over there. Yep, share. Okay, let's pull up this. So I'm sure everybody has seen all this, these clips. It's going viral. It's wild. A Don Lemon in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where they go into the church and then they, invade into these, while these churchgoers are doing these, they're praising the Lord, they're doing their service. It's awful. And this guy had the nerve to actually live stream it. And now he is trying to walk it back because, of course, he's saying that I'm just a reporter. No, maybe for a clown CNN show one time in the past, but you got fired from that as well for being a diva, disrespecting the actual women on the show. This guy thinks he's a real journalist. A real journalist is not biased and shows both sides and tells real facts. This guy, all he is a streamer. He's a YouTube streamer anymore. He has no press pass. He has no credentials, none of that. He belongs to no, news organization, media, any of that stuff. So, he likes to pretend that he's, this big journalist. Well, I don't believe it. I think he's fell off. He's far from that. Oh my God, that one looks crazy. So thanks for showing up today. What's up, Brown Chicken? How you doing, buddy? We're going to jump over here and we're going to try to fight. Look at that. Pam Gritter. Yeah, she's got huge, man. Let's go down here. We're going to try to jump down on. Oh yeah. If you haven't seen my latest short on YouTube, go watch it. Andrew Tate fucking explodes, dude, right here on the PBD podcast this morning. Dogs the hell out of Governor DeSantis and Byron Donalds. It's awesome. Go watch the short, guys. It is just amazing. We're going to scroll down through here. Yes. Let's see. Look here. Thousands of Greenlands rally to the capital city to protest against Trump against America taking Greenland or buying Greenland. Thousands of them. This is breaking. This has just happened, let's see, 3 hours ago. Yeah. They are just taking to the streets. I kind of don't blame them in a situation. God almighty. This clown right here is the one that stormed in the church.
What is this fucking outfit you got going on? Why are you ready to storm fucking Palestine right now with your fucking Nazi brethren?
And he harasses. This is not protesting. He is a professional harasser.
How much money do you make doing this, Cam? How much money do you make fucking betraying the Republic?
This is him.
I don't know if he's actually Cam.
This is the guy like harassing Cam Higbee at the Minnesota protest. And then, you know, we got Scott Jennings this morning. He straight, excuse me, he straight cooks that kid, man. He tells him, who do you think you are to tell me what I can and can't say? That kid tells him he can't say illegal aliens anymore. And, of course, Scott Jennings ain't having it. He said, and then, of course, we got, you know, these people here. These guys think it's okay for them to storm, you know, a church. Yeah, Attorney General Keith Ellison, claims to face act applies to abortion clinics only. Really? Come on. Let's go down here. Let me find this video. We all have seen it. I mean, I don't think I think it should apply to, you know, you run in on a church service like that, disrupt people. I mean, it's disgusting. You know, it's completely disgusting. And then here, you know, Nick Sorter, another Somalian, steals his camera.
Told that I'm not allowed to be in an American
He's
city.
driving down the road. He's driving down the road,
I don't know what
and
could
someone
possibly
reaches
be.
in his car
I mean,
in
the
his
fact that
at his hand.
They
Look here,
told me that
and
I
steals
was the
his
person
camera
who
out of his
believed that
hand,
I needed
jumps
to
in their
get out
car.
of
They
this area.
drag.
I'm
He
an
held onto the
American
car,
born
and they took
bred
him over
here, and I'm
100
being told
yards
that I'm
away.
not
You know,
allowed to be in an American city.
so.
And if that's not alarming to people.
And this is the capital of the Somalian community in Minneapolis. This is the capital of the Somalian community in the whole United States. This place right here he's driving through is actually the capital of Somalia people. So, I mean, it's completely disgusting. So, I mean, if they're going to steal $9 billion from taxpayers, why wouldn't they rob you? You know what I mean? Does that not make sense? They would rob you. Myron Gaines is trying to deflect on his Hail Hitler salute. When they went out the other night, him and Clav and Andrew Tate and all of them was in Miami. They all went out. You know, you got Nick Fuentes and Shneako and all these guys singing the Kanye West song. You know, doing the Hail Hitler right here.
Let me ask you a specific question.
Sure.
Let me ask you a specific question.
In charge of the radio, blah, blah, blah. And I get it. He can't do that. He doesn't, you know, whoever's making decisions on their phone or playing music. Here, we got one right here from Don Lemon. Let's see what he's trying. This is Don Lemon on TMZ. He's trying to back up his claims on, you know, what he did.
To all of this and the language that's used. I think it's interesting just because Nikki has been, over the last couple of months, made it clear that she is now publicly supporting. And I think maybe she has all along, but
minus
now
9 degrees. It was 13 here this morning
for the Trump administration and even the MAGA
You
movement.
think so? You think it's a distraction?
The choice of words that you use to go after you.
Yeah,
I'm
all the drones
after
distraction.
Homophobic. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think you have to black it out. You should show it to people. She called me Don, you know, sea sucker lemon is disgusting. Look,
Nicki Minaj came out and said,
Nicki Minaj. I normally don't respond to things like this, but, you know, F it. I'm going to do it this time. I think Nicki Minaj has made it very clear how she feels about African Americans in this country. For I don't think she's one of them, obviously. And she should, under the
he says
rules,
Nicki Minaj is not African American or not black. But he says when we came from Europe, you didn't come from Europe, Don.
That she is a legal citizen here. She is undocumented. And so
he claims Nicki Minaj is an illegal citizen. She's undocumented.
Disdain for African Americans.
Because she came out and clowned his ass for what he did in that church.
Lots of gay friends who love Nicki Minaj. Why are you supporting this homophobic, bigoted, ignorant woman? You should
She's not homophobic.
Supporting her.
She's just calling you out on your bullshit.
This is clearly out of her depth. She doesn't understand politics. She doesn't understand
journalism.
You do? And I'm not.
All you done while you was on CNN was push your propaganda bullshit. And you understand politics. Try to tell people, do not investigate. Don't do your own investigations. Don't do your own investigations. That's what they told. If you don't remember, they spread all that shit. Every one of those people on CNN and the left side and the Democrat. Don't do your own investigations. You don't know what you're talking about. Bullshit. We obviously can investigate better than you can because we actually tell facts. You guys tell.
Surprised that she is weighing in on something that is beyond her capacity. What I will say to her is, because she put a doll, I think she put the Chucky doll in there. a better symbol that should have been represented in that picture is a pick-me doll, because Nicki Minaj is a pick-me. She will do anything that is expedient for her politically. And again, she's ignorant. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
She was the one that was
she doesn't know about. Nicki Minaj should just sit the fuck down. And by the way, isn't she married to an alleged pedophile?
She's a pick-me. Now he's going to throw out insult, try to blame her for
and something homophobic. I'm pretty
sure
when
they don't have facts, they throw out insults.
Maybe that's part of the reason that she is posing up to the Trump administration for some
when they do not have facts, they just throw out insults. And they don't know how to come
just
back.
Very transparent. So Nicki Minaj, F off, stop being a homophobic bigot. And
first of all, Nicki Minaj, you called yourself a Christian and said, I'm a Christian. Well, Christians don't invade other Christians in churches and disrupt with protesters. That's not what Christians do. First of all, she was the one advocating for the Christians not to be slaughtered, in Nigeria or the other country. She's the one that stood up and went to Trump and said, I need your help. This is, important, You don't see him advocating for any of that stuff, do you? I mean, really, you don't. And this lunatic, look at her. It's always in the eyes, ain't it? Whoo-wee. These people are just... Let's see where I can find this at. Let's see. Of course, Elon Musk is always these two. Let's get back. Okay. Let me go to that one. Let's see if I can find that clip over here on this guy's. He does pretty good on this. Let's see. Bam. It says she had to close her eyes as a kid in Ohio to avoid seeing blacks hung in tree. Whatever. She ain't that old. That's some bullshit. I get so sick of hearing that shit. And here's your possibly white suspects that CNN and all them want to say. That's why I made my hat possibly white, because they always say, "Oh, possibly white," male, and you see exactly who they are. Yeah, Don Lemon here is a real
man, and
I don't think it's evil. I don't think it's evil. I think these are young people, and I think they have bad home training.
That's what this is. It's evil. It's brutality. It's man.
It's not evil for these the black suspects.
I don't think it's evil.
White kids.
I think these are young.
He is a joke. I'm telling you. And then you got these two talking to him. This Attorney General Keith Ellison, and this other guy, Hewley. Whatever his, this so-called saying, "Oh no, you didn't do nothing wrong. You didn't do anything wrong."
Protest is fundamental to American society. This country
protest is all right. It don't matter if you invaded.
And it's.
Do we know if he's going to be held accountable? That's what I want to know. They keep saying so, but let's see what he's trying to defend his situation right here, guys. He's talking to this leftist kook. Fucking podcast lady. These ladies are full far left, man.
And there's a certain degree of entitlement. I think people who are
here's where this is the one he talks about, the white people. It's the people in this church. They have white entitlement, supremacy entitlement. Listen to this bullshit.
Just groups like that. It's not the type of Christianity that I practice.
Yeah, we know what kind you practice,
and that entitlement.
Because let me tell you something. The type of Christianity that you practice comes with degenerate, homosexual, all that shit. We don't practice. That's not Christianity, buddy. That's devil stuff. That's disgusting shit. That's not Christianity.
A white supremacy. And they think that this country was built for them, that it is a Christian country, when actually we left England because we wanted religious freedom. It's religious freedom, but only if you're a Christian and only if you're a white male, pretty much.
He has a white mom. He's married to a white man, or he says he's married. I don't believe he's married.
I said, I don't understand how I became the face of it when I was a journalist. I do understand that I'm the biggest name there.
Oh, look at there. He's the biggest name. So he has the biggest head. Did you hear that? I'm the biggest name. I'm the most important person that's in Minnesota. Fool, you don't even live there. Why are you there? Because you're a YouTube streamer like the rest of us. That's all you are. Bro, you may have more followers. Your name may be bigger than mine in these news outlets and these society, and you know, everybody knows your name and not everybody knows mine. That's fine. I don't see that as success. I don't have to have a popular name to be successful. You do. This guy is so conceited. I mean, it's sickening.
Biggest name there.
I'm the
and I'm
biggest
also,
name
as,
there.
as I was on with my producers this morning, you know, you and Kylie talk all the time. My producers were saying, I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man.
Oh yeah, that's
And
what
there's a
it is.
certain
I thought
degree
it
of
was because you
entitlement.
was
I
the
think
biggest
people
guy
who
there.
are, you know, in the religious
Wait a minute.
groups
I
like
thought
that,
it was
it's not
because
type
you
of
was the
Christian-
biggest guy there. You was the biggest name there. So now you're the biggest terror threat in the country is white men. Also Don Lemon. I guess this is his husband. And of course, you got Michelle Obama always talking trash. Let's go down here and find this. Yeah, this is a joke. This is a joke.
You know, I imagine it's uncomfortable.
This
Imagine
is uncomfortable. This is after he. Let's go down here. See how these kids were scared in this church because they got a lunatic that's screaming in their faces, and this is Don's reaction. He wants to live. This is disgusting. Now he's live streaming, so he's actually, you know, he's collecting all his evidence. You know, I mean, what he's doing is he's just recording. Basically, he's live streaming is what he's doing. I mean, this is evidence. You invaded a safe space, a place of. Go look at the FACE Act or the Klan Act. They call it KKK Act. Ain't it funny? The Democrats come out with this Klan Act and all this, and now Trump's DOJ gets to use it against the left. I love it. I love it. You can't convince me otherwise. This is karma, man. You don't invade spaces like they said you can't go and pray in front of abortion clinic because they get charged with the FACE Act. This applies right here. Go read it. It applies to this place right here, this church. And I think everybody acted accordingly. The people that were in there, the pastor and all them, I believe they did the right thing by not, you know, going off for raising a big, you know, ruckus. I believe the pastor did the right thing by saying, hey, we don't want you here. You need to leave, you know. But Don Lemon don't care. He thinks this is journalism. Now, true journalism would have stood outside the doors and never went inside. And when the pastor came out, he would have asked him questions. He would have tried to interview him. Journalism doesn't take part in going in and doing this just to get a clip on the internet, because you're no longer a journalist. You're just a YouTube streamer is all you are.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Shame on you, exactly. This guy right here is the agitator. The one up there in front of the pastor or preacher or whatever you call him in his face. That's disgusting, man. That's disgusting. And then here's Don Lemon. Let's go here. We're going to go through some of these because, I mean, Don Lemon thinks he's a real journalist. Like, I'm going to question these people even though they're terrified to death because there's a lunatic screaming in this church. You know what I mean?
I don't necessarily agree with everything that's going on in the Twin Cities right now, but I don't think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up. I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way.
Yeah, don't come in my church. Don't come into a place where we're worshiping our Lord and Savior and disrupt that. They're like he said, there's a time and place to do it, and this is not the time and place to do it.
It's going into God's church.
How despicable is Don Lemon, man?
Well, it's trust.
Nobody fighting.
There's nobody fighting.
How would you feel if I went to your house and I started yelling?
Yeah, how would you like that?
It depends on what I did, but not in my house. It's a whole different.
But this guy this guy's not an ICE agent. This guy's not deporting. These people in this church are not deporting illegal aliens. This guy had nothing to do with that. So why are you in there asking him, why are you in there assuming that he's the problem?
I think these people would go inside of anybody's house.
This is a house of God.
It makes it everybody's house.
Yes,
This is
it
everybody's house.
But in
No,
a
it ain't.
house, people don't yell at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of yelling in my house growing up. We still loved each other.
Yeah.
Trying to justify what he's doing. You
Answer,
understand that?
I'm sorry?
He's trying to justify his action.
Right?
No, but I think
You know what? Every
action
action has a reaction, and all his actions the other day is going to lead up to a reaction, and hopefully it's handcuffs, and hopefully he's prosecuted. I don't care to say it. I hope he does go to jail. Fuck him. And here's the thing. All of them. I hope they're all prosecuted. And of course, he's not in Minnesota now. He's not there now after all this shit happened and he's took so much flack. He's got on a plane and flew somewhere else and went and said, oh, I got to go do meetings and I got to go do this and that. He jumped on a plane like some people can't. You know, some people don't have the privilege to just jump on a plane and get the hell out of there after you just disrupted and broke the law. I think he should be prosecuted to the fullest. Pam Bondi says they're going to investigate and prosecute. I'm not going to hold my breath when it comes to Pam Bondi because I'm sick of her shit as well. All we got is internet talk. Trump should have just hired her for social media status to talk on social media. Seriously. I'm not against this administration. Y'all know that. But that's more of her position is talking on social media and not actually doing anything. I know they're doing stuff behind the scenes and they're doing work. I get that, but not her. Don't come out and say you're going to do this, this, and this, but never do it. And the American people sitting here after a year saying, why isn't anybody in handcuffs? Why hasn't anyone went to jail? Besides we know the fraud people, Somali, 80-something of them out of 90, whatever, has been arrested. Doesn't mean they've been convicted. There's only been a few that's been convicted. Don't sit and fucking promise shit to American people, justice. Don't promise justice to American people and then sit on your hands and not ever do it. I don't care if they're Democrats, if they're politicians, if they're rich. If they broke the law, put them in jail.
Each other, you disagree. Sometimes it's heated, sometimes it's not. But at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and I think maybe if
that don't excuse what you're doing.
Calm things down and say, let's all talk together and make this peaceful, and not be so us against them.
I think that's good to talk, but then why don't we do that, right?
You first got to start with your own accountability, Don. Start with telling the people that just invaded that church with you, hey, tell them what you're telling him. These people ain't out here screaming at you. Oh, we got to come together. We're all human. We all have to talk. We need to talk. We need to be able to have conversation. What did he just say to him? Let's go back a minute. Let's see what.
I think that's good to talk, but then why don't
on and say, let's all talk together and make this peaceful and not.
Okay, let's all talk together and make this peaceful. Did you see anything peaceful about the people that you went with and invaded that church? Did you see anything peaceful about what they just did and you did? That was not peaceful, bro. That was not peaceful. That was criminal. Now I get they didn't assault anybody. Yes, they were screaming and hollering, but if you go by the FACE Act or the Klan Act, they broke the law. Bottom line, they broke the law.
Be so us against them.
I think that
I get routed up because I can't stand stupidity.
It's good to talk, but then why don't we do that?
What's up, Smoke?
Right?
Good afternoon, everybody.
I don't think trespassing. I think protesting on the streets is fine, but I think there's a difference between that and then going into someone's property and then.
Yeah, it's different if you want to talk to somebody, but then go into somebody's property. And this is what pisses me off about Don Lemon. He's out here. Now after he done invaded the church and shit, and now he sees the kids flee the church, he wants to run his mouth.
Watch this guy here. Look, he's hugging his kid. And
that's despicable.
I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic.
I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic. Then why did you have a part of it? Why were you in there? You should have told those people, if you truly believe people should sit down peacefully and talk, not to do that. You would have said, hey, when we got there, hey, this ain't right. We should not go into that church. Those people are in there worshiping. you know, they're peaceful. If we're going to do this, we need to do this peacefully. But you didn't. You didn't say any of that. You just stormed right in with them saying, I'm a journalist. I'm a journalist. Bro, you're a YouTube fucking streamer. Get over it. You don't have no career anymore. Most of your videos have 30, 40,000 views on YouTube. That's it. Bro, you're no different from anybody else that's streaming on YouTube. But this is what pisses me off, because I'm telling you, if that was my church and that was my kids upset, I can't tell you what I would have done. I just
here, but again, careful. It's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's
these kids
uncomfortable
are
and
terrified.
traumatic for the
Coming
people
out,
here,
look
but
at
that's
them. He
what
said,
really
look.
careful, please. Really slippery. Not kidding.
This is an uncomfortable moment for them. Well, no shit. They're children, man.
Watch this guy here. Look.
What a moron. Renee Good is dead. Why? Because she acted her own stupidity. Despicable, man. Despicable.
Hands up! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
And they think it's funny. Don Lemon don't think it's just funny. I mean, really, he thinks it's just, this is fun. You know, this is real journalism, he says. Yeah, let's see what he's.
When you.
Oh, yeah, this is the one.
This is the beginning.
This is the one I wanted to watch. Listen to this. This is him narrating it behind the camera because he's live. He's got a cameraman. He's live. And now he's going to talk because he's got a microphone on.
This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street, you start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution. When you start doing all of that, people.
The only people that's getting drug out of their car and stuff is the retards that are interfering with the ICE officers. Those are the people that need to be put in handcuffs. But I've watched many videos of people saying, hey, I was detained because they thought I was illegal. I was only there for 2 hours. They ran my name. They ran my situation, my license, my status, and I'm legal, and they released me. Nothing happened. They didn't beat me in a cell. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. There's many videos out there of people saying, yes, I got arrested, but I was released because I have my green card or I'm legal. They, you know, but they don't want to see it that way. They just want to take the bad, you know, and try to make it out to be, oh, they stopped that car and pulled them out of their car and arrested them. Well, yeah, because that protester is trying to stop them from doing their job, and they're going to cause a wreck or they're going to cause a scene.
Get upset and angry. And if you remember what the civil rights movement was about.
No, this ain't civil rights.
The civil rights movement was about these very kinds of protests. There's nothing in the Constitution that tells you what time you can protest. You can protest at any time. That's the whole point.
Okay. So there's nothing in the Constitution that says there's no time. I get that. I'm for protesting, but you do it right. Bro, this is not the right way to protest. This is wrong. You don't go into a place of worship, especially private property, because the church is private property, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it may be open to the city. It may be open to people, but it's also private property. The government doesn't own it. Well, I hate to say that, or the city doesn't own it. You know, most churches, they don't own, you know, it's owned by the church. So it's private property.
But it's to disrupt, it's to make uncomfortable. And that's what
it's to disrupt and make them uncomfortable. Really, it's to make 5-year-old little boys and girls and teenage kids cry. It's to make them so uncomfortable they're crying and holding on to their mom and dad because they're scared to death, because there's a lunatic running around through this church screaming Renee Good's name and calling the pastor out and saying, why ain't you down there protesting with us every day? Well, maybe he's got common sense. Maybe he doesn't agree with your opinion. Maybe he's, you know, maybe he's not about politics. Maybe it's none of your business why he's not there. Maybe you should get out of that church and leave these people alone.
they're doing, and that's what I believe when I say everyone has to be willing to sacrifice something.
He believes everybody should sacrifice something except him. Seriously. He feels like he's entitled. And then he says these white people in this church are led by entitlement supremacy, white supremacy entitlement. That's what he says.
You have to make people uncomfortable in these times. If you see how uncomfortable people.
You got to make people uncomfortable. How, just like that guy asked him, how would you like it if we invaded your home and made you uncomfortable, screaming and hollering? Well, he wouldn't. He's got security. He's a millionaire. He's been a millionaire for probably 40 years. He lives in a gated community. See, people like this, these are the ones that's entitled. These are the ones that don't have nothing to worry about. These are the ones that they claim everybody else is entitled, or they're the victim in this. Really? You're a victim? You're not entitled? And if you ever know anything about Don Lemon and everything, this guy spits so much bullcrap with the R word. I mean, it's sickening. And especially when he was on CNN. How much shit did he push with the C-19 and all that bullshit? It's disgusting. And I think white people have had enough. Ever since 2020, all we've been told is that we're bigots, we're the R word, we're misogynists, we're Hitler, we're Nazis, we're this, we're that. I think the people have had enough. I think the white people have said, hey, we don't get that, words don't hurt us. They don't hurt us. They don't mean shit to us anymore because they've wore them out so much. They have no meaning to them. Those words have no meaning whatsoever.
This is the beginning of what's going to happen.
This
here.
Dude's a quack,
when
man.
you
This
violate
dude is a
people.
quack. I'm telling you, he is a quack. I can't stand listening. I mean, and this woman, she is more disgusting than anybody, in my opinion. She wants to.
The one place where we thought we would never experience this
is the
U.S. goddamn states.
Really? Well, how about quit
place where
committing
we
fraud
thought we
and quit
wouldn't-
stealing from the taxpayers? How come she's been here since she was 6 years old? 30 years, she says, and she still talks like she still can't speak proper English. She fucking kills me, dude. It's amazing how these people are just, it's so funny. Is this relationship okay? 3819? Well, I don't know. Look at this one. Man, that's a prime example right there. Lady, you wash your face with cow piss. Take baths in mud water. Do we really need to take advice from a crooked eye that has an IQ of 60? Come on, man. Any of you guys want to jump on? Smokey, you want to jump on, buddy? I mean, it's in this lady here. We all know what she usually pushes, or this dude, we should say. Let's see what he's saying, or she's saying.
If I hear of someone whose fashion that I like, and I know that they're a person of color,
we should not
try
buy
to
white
make it a
brand
point.
people that make.
But
white people
the
that
clothes have to be available.
See?
I think we can all do some work to think about that balance in our
Don't buy from
wardrobes,
white people.
What does our closet look like, and who's in it?
Mm-hmm.
Who are we supporting in it?
Right.
And I think if you have the money to buy Chanel, then you have the money to buy everybody.
Right.
And so let us be
What would
mindful.
these people do?
I think
if
would be
the
my
white people was not here. Honestly, that's a real question. I have a real question. That's not the R word. That's not none of that. I want to know, what would they really do? So, okay, everybody's getting, if you don't know who Shneako and all these people are, Andrew Tate, Andrew Tate is on the PBD podcast this morning. He's not really defending his actions because he didn't do anything. He met Nick Fuentes for the first time and Clav or whatever they call that young kid streamer in Miami the other night. They went out, they were in a van with Myron Gaines. They were in one of those party vans. And then they started playing Kanye West's song, so now people are trying to cancel. Shneako's best friend is a Jewish kid, a Jewish guy. And he has called him and told him. Shneako also let him talk online on a stream, but he was just on the radio, told him he was banned from every some kind of hospitality, like these clubs and all this stuff that Shneako was involved in. And if you don't know these, I know these, it's relevant. These people, half the world don't even know who these people are, don't give a shit. It's just, if you're on social media and you're streaming, these people are the streamers, and these people are what's getting noticed and has these millions of followers and millions of people that talk about them. And we're going to talk about this for just a second.
People laughing and celebrating Heil Hitler and Adolf Hitler. I cannot believe we're even seeing this and witnessing Miami Beach.
A Miami
It's
Beach
boys
nightclub
being
catching
boys, in
heat,
my opinion.
accused of celebrating hate with a song about Hitler.
Now that's Kanye West, a black dude.
Disgusted,
how is that?
horrified.
City leaders reacting to videos making the
And here's what I want to know. They're going to try to shut this nightclub down, I guarantee it. What I want to know, the owner of the nightclub, 11 or whatever it's called, is a Jewish man. He owns the nightclub. I've done my research. Okay. And here's the thing. What gets me. Kanye West is a black man that wrote this song. But all these other people take it offensive when these, Latino, black, white, Italian, Shneako's like Italian, Philippine, something like that. When these people are dancing to this song, they get mad at all these people, Shneako, Andrew Tate, and all these people that's colored, different colors. But then they call them, the R word and Nazis and all this shit. Really? What about the black man that wrote the song? Kanye West. Why are you not saying, hey, that was it's no one's business. It's called America. You have the freedom to your speech, to write what you want, to make what song you want. You have the freedom to. Now, Andrew put it in a good way. I was sitting there on my phone in the van. I wasn't in control of the music. Somebody else played it on their Apple phone or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I did not do it. Andrew Tate did. I did watch the 6-hour stream. They were in Miami the other night, and they were in their buddy's house, a big rich mansion, and they were playing it. They were talking about it, different things. Andrew didn't even want to go out to the club. He didn't even want to go, but he said since Nick's never been to a nightclub, and he never met that Clav kid before, none of that. He decided to go for like 15. Even in the club, when it shows Andrew in the club, I'm not just trying to defend Andrew. I like Andrew Tate. But when it shows him in the club, he's sitting there on his phone. He's not singing the song. He's not doing what these other guys are doing. But I would have to defend it and say, these are guys being guys. How many times were we in our young age or any time when we're around a bunch of guys and we hear a song and we start singing or we start cutting up and having fun? Now, is that everybody's fault? Do you blame one person or do you blame it? It's just guys being guys. Does that mean, like Andrew said, do we want to go out and unalive, all these people? No, it was a song that came on. These people take shit too seriously and too far. So Andrew's buddy is Adam on PBD podcast because he knows everybody in Miami. That's where he lives. He called the mayor to say, hey, Andrew didn't have nothing to do with this, blah, blah, blah.
rounds on social media featuring the Kanye West song with the lyrics
Kanye West
over and over again. The same men seen in the club, known as controversial influencers, are also in a video from a limo. In that one, they're singing, and one of them is performing.
Shneako, Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, Myron Gaines, Clav, and Christian, Tate were all singing HH on the way to the club. And then this is where they get it. They freeze it and when they're doing this, see the guy in the back? That's Christian Tate. He's not doing that. He's not partaking. He's not doing what they're doing. You understand? He's laughing because he finds it silly.
A Nazi salute.
See? Andrew Tate, he's on his phone.
People in our city
he wasn't doing
celebrating
anything.
This. Animals.
This is obviously not welcome in Miami Beach. It should not be welcome anywhere in the world.
And by the way, I spoke to other club operators. They are not welcome in their club. How they got into this club, open arms, I want to know how.
Open arms.
The videos are from Saturday night.
They're
This
the
one
most famous
inside the Club
streamers.
Vendome at
Some of the
743
most
Washington
famous
Avenue.
streamers, like they said. Some
The
of the
club
most
releasing a
controversial
statement on
streamers
social
there is.
media that reads in part,
They want that
we want
status.
to be unequivocally
That club
clear.
wants that
Vendome
status
and our
to say, hey, we
hospitality
had
group do
these
not
famous people
condone
in there.
anti-Semitism, hate speech, or prejudice of any kind.
That's why they got
it
in
goes
there.
on to state, we are deeply disturbed by the harm caused by this
Now,
incident.
I know a lot of
and the
people probably
circulation
heard this and don't give a shit. I don't even care, really. This is what you do when you stream. You have to stream other news and other things when you do like stuff like I do.
Of this footage, the Post explains the business is looking into safeguards and procedures to make sure this doesn't happen again. As for the men,
but these guys was not in control of the DJ either, though, right? Who was who played the song? The club. Why? Okay, so all these guys get blamed for the DJ playing the song. I mean, try to be realistic here and think, who is to blame? I mean, seriously. It's 4F degrees. Yeah. It was 12 or 13 when I woke up this morning. Yeah. Got to keep I get salt I get road salt and stuff from the county. My daughter's boyfriend works at the county, and he brings me 5-gallon buckets of the salt, that they use. And I put it all, or he'll come through in the salt trucks and he'll throw it out in the driveway and all that. But he brings me 5-gallon buckets of it, and I put it on my porch in different places. So I just don't think there's one person to blame in this situation. And of course, we all know a lot of rumors go around about Nick Fuentes, Clav here, or one of them. Clav is the guy named Clav is this young kid with the phone right here. He's like, hey, we got some women right here. You want some of these girls? You want some? I believe they said this was Nick Fuentes' first time ever going to a club. He's like, no, I don't want no girl. I mean, I know there's a lot of rumors about him being,
in the video celebrating the song.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell, like Andrew Tate even said, you could tell he was uncomfortable. He'd never been to a club before. Like he didn't know what to do, and all this shit.
Disgusting. It's shameful. And you are not welcome in Miami Beach.
And the owners of the club, or the management of the club, also said in the statement that they are working to determine who allowed that song to be played so that they can be held accountable.
Well, it wasn't any of those guys. How is it any of those guys' fault? They're just in the club. They could have said, hey, can you play this song? And if the DJ played it, then he played it.
It's okay, my son.
See, look at him. Now, do you think these guys mean this shit, or are they just streaming? Because a lot of streamers, a lot of these people like Shneako right here on the left, and then Myron. Myron's used to be an FBI agent. He used to work for the government, all this stuff. Here's the thing. These guys will do damn near anything for likes and views. He just got demonetized. Myron Gaines just got demonetized like last month, like I did. But he got demonetized for what? For talking about that little country that no one's obviously allowed to talk about. So, I mean, here's the thing. I think it's disgusting when you can't even bring up an issue and discuss it. This is the other guy right here that was with them. Jay Waller, I think. Yeah, I think this was the guy that was with them. Yeah, he actually didn't even, he don't even care about the song. He was in the bus, in the van, but it had nothing to do with him. He listens to country music. This guy is like PBD said this morning on his podcast, said this dude right here could be the real 007. This Jake Waller or whatever his name is. Like he is that kind of guy. He's a rich, like intelligent. I mean, really, dude, I don't know if you guys know him. I don't really know him. I follow him because he did, they did have some good advice on some things that I had watched in the past. And then they keep saying Grand Theft Auto, and then they've done this with the Avengers, the whatever. Okay. And then they said, oh, he scolded, Clav, this young kid. He's a 20-year-old kid, rich as fuck, millionaire finally. He was working at a shit job doing something. He started streaming, became a millionaire. He's the one that hit the guy in Florida. There's a guy that's been stalking him for over a year. And always posts his pictures of him and his pew-pews, his weapons and stuff. Well, Clav has one of those electric trucks. What do you call those, Elon Musk trucks? So the guy jumped on top of his hood down there in Miami, stalking him. He's stalked him and went to many places this guy's at. I don't know if he's just jealous or if he wants to hurt him or what. Well, Clav took off in his cyber truck and ran over him. And he went to jail. They arrested him. blah, blah, blah. He got out. Ron DeSantis said he would not be charged because it was self-defense. This guy was on top of his hood. This guy's been a threat to him. So if you don't know who he is, just people call him Clav or whatever. See, this is them in the club right here. You can see he's not doing it. See, he's not doing it. These guys are the ones doing it. Myron Gaines is the one mainly doing it. That was if you don't know who Myron Gaines is, that's Fresh and Fit. Fresh was right there sitting down. He don't care about that shit either. You can see he was smiling. He don't give a shit. He's not trying to put up his hand like that. You know, it's all bullshit. I think it's just more than what it should be. It's being made out more than what it is, in my opinion. So, and of course, yesterday was the degenerate day. Martin Luther King Jr., yes, he was a degenerate to me in my eyes because he cheated on his wife. Not just that, because, you know, he did a lot of people don't realize this, but they released a lot. It took years, but they released a lot of sealed documents and stuff about this man. And he did drugs. It said that, you know, I mean, all kinds of shit. He cheated on his wife with white women all the time. He partied. He did all kinds of shit, but they hold him up to this big ass standard, you know. I don't know who. Let's see. This guy is Craig Long. Let's see what he's saying here. Let's see what he says about Don Lemon, huh? Let's see what he's saying.
Don Lemon Fingers. Some things just
Don
don't
Lemon
change.
Fingers.
In the Democratic Party, they have always been the party of the KKK. And they talking about charging your ass with the KKK Act. Play the clip.
Into Minneapolis.
This is evidence that he didn't know where he was going. He didn't know what they were doing.
Some reconnaissance on the ground, speaking to an organization there that's
you
gearing
did
up
some
for resistance and protest. I've been pleasantly surprised to see the community coming together.
That's not the community, dude. That's like 30 paid activists and writers that disrupt people. That's not the community. Some of those people ain't even from that state. They don't live there. That's been proven already.
When we first pulled up, we were like, wait a minute, which operation?
Also, if you didn't see, they did do a sit-in in the Kmart there in Minnesota yesterday because they disrupted Kmart, went in and sit down, started playing drums and music and all kinds of shit, protesting because Kmart allowed the ICE officers to use their parking lot to make their arrangements where to go and do this. Now, that's getting a little out of hand. I think that's getting stupid. But I think the more it gets cold and the more snow and cold, a lot of these protesters will die off and not come out. Because I was watching another guy's live stream yesterday morning on it, because I pay attention to this stuff. There was only about 3-4 people out there protesting. Like, I'm telling you, when it gets cold, these people, some of them will go out, but some of them won't, because the police done come out the other night. They had 2 fires going in the metal fireplaces. Like I've got one in my backyard. We built a fire pit. You can buy them at Home Depot or Tractor Supply, wherever, and you can build fires in them and contain the fire. Well, they had 2 of them out there with fires to keep warm, and the fire department came out. The local police had to come out 3 times and put those fires out. Finally told them, you're going to jail if we come back out here. So they quit. So as long as they don't have heat and they ain't allowed to build fires, there's not going to be, I don't think there's going to be too many people out there if it stays this cold.
Where are we at? And as it turns out,
he knew what operation it was going to be.
MAGA coded, right?
Like you said, 4 degrees up there. Did you see that big wreck?
These are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on.
Michigan.
I can't tell you exactly what they're doing,
what they were doing.
It's called Operation Pull Up.
Yeah, you even know what the operation.
Tell your boy to pull out.
Doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them.
He knew exactly what they were doing.
And so
charge him and lock his ass up.
After we do this operation, you'll see it live in these operations.
Lock them up.
Operations again.
Yeah, lock them all up.
Here he is panicking.
Administration and the fake news magas are losing their mind.
Fake news magas, he says.
True. So let me just make it clear. Just assistant attorney general, I don't know, what's his name? Something Hammett.
Yeah, he's panicking. He's trying to walk back what he was doing.
Going to this church until
you was a lie.
We were there.
This is in the airport. This is him cutting. This is him getting the hell out of town. Is what he's doing. He cut tail and left. He runs to the airport after this happened, and he started getting bad shit online. People said, wait a minute, what do you know? You just broke the law. So he rushes to the airport, says he's got an appointment somewhere or an interview or something to do interview somebody or something. Now, he was getting the hell out of Dodge is what he was doing. And why is his glasses crooked on his face?
Chronicling protests.
You going to
Once
jail.
the protest started in the church, we did an act of journalism, which was...
You are not a journalist.
No, not a journalist, man.
Included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. That's it. It's called journalism.
You're not a journalist. Your biased journalism is not journalism.
No, absolutely. You're a YouTube streamer, dude.
There you go. So why don't you talk
I wonder if you said that about Trump with J6.
Who is in charge of the organization. And
exactly. What would they consider that if J6, they hunted down everybody at J6, hunted down 1,500 of them, hunted them down, people with masks on and everything. They still knew. They went after those people so hard, invaded their homes, rushed, bum rushed them with warrants, with their kids in there, with guns put on them, everything. Trust me, they did. I know 2 or 3 J6ers that I'm friends with. They bum rushed. They hunted these people down to put them in prison with no due process, no court. Seriously, like they didn't even go to courts. They didn't even get found guilty, but then they did. And they can't go in here and get 30 people in a church that disrupted. They say they're investigating. Like I said, I'm not going to hold my breath, but Don Lemon, they know where he lives. They know exactly where he's at. He has got too big of a name. I'll give him that credit. He's got a name, shameful name in my eyes, but he's got a name. They know where this man lives. They know where he's at. They know where he's going to be. They could go right to him. And then that other paid agitator, the so-called veteran, combat veteran. Well, in my opinion, buddy, you didn't fight for the same as the other veterans, in my opinion.
For which you have no idea.
Boy, that boy is backpedaling like he's doing a straight up cornerback backpedal.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
Don Lemon Fingers, you are in straight up damage control. You are in panic mode.
Yep.
Sir, you knew exactly what was going on. You are a part of that organization, storming that church.
That's why he went on TMZ and all these other podcasts trying to say, I'm just a journalist. I'm just doing journalism. I'm just trying to report this stuff.
Violating many laws.
Yes, he did.
Violating and interfering the practice of religion, number one. And trespassing, number 2. Yep. Your ass needs to go to jail. And if I recall, I remember you pointing to children and saying that, look, they're uncomfortable. But unfortunately, protests are meant to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's bullshit, man. That's sickening, man. That is sickening to know that these people are doing this. Yeah. I mean, look at him. Smile on his face. He thinks this is a career-making move. Actually, it's a career-ending move. See, they went in and sit down. Some of them went in and sit down. Some of them just stormed in.
Good.
See?
Renee, good.
Some of them went in and sat down, then got up after these other ones stormed in. I mean, what would you do?
Shame on you. Where are you?
There you go. Shame on you. Listen
Where
at
are
him.
your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day?
Why are you not at Whipple every day?
Standing for our people. Where are you?
The Somalians are not your people. Do you not notice the Somalians are not even out there protesting themselves? Because they got the white liberals to do it for them. They got idiots like you to do it for them. They got the Democrat Party to do it for them. It's funny how even Black Lives Matter, you see more white people protesting than black, just like the Latino community when all these in California. And another guy once said, this is stupid. These white Democrat liberals is going to be the downfall. Oh, wait, I said that of America. I said that. You know why? Because if it was that big of an issue to these communities, they would be out there protesting themselves. They would not need the white liberal to protest for them. That's the fact. Why is it these white sick and these white old ass women, liberal people and men are the same motherfucking people that spit on the Vietnam veterans when they were getting off the fucking plane and when they came back from war? These are the same fucking people that spit on our American troops. Trust me. They're just a little bit of generation, and these fucking people will be gone. Thank God. Maybe shit will change when these white ass, old ass liberals go on. I'm sick of seeing it. And if they don't lock this guy up, they said he goes by many different names, but if he was a combat veteran, they know exactly who this motherfucker is. They know. They said he goes by a name of Paul and something else.
You drink your coffee.
Look at this. She may not be a teenager. She may be a young 18, 19, a teenager, maybe 20s. I don't know. She looks like she's miserable. There's no way I'm going to allow some dipshit like this to get my kid's face or my wife's face. Now, yes, I'm a Christian, but I'm not the fucking nice Christian. I can promise you that.
Jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities?
It's none of your fucking business what he does. Maybe he doesn't agree with it. Maybe he doesn't want the fucking Somalis there. Maybe he's had enough of the Somalis fucking ripping us off, embezzling over $9 billion. You get me fucking started, and I want to go up there and just handle shit myself.
You have no comment. Exactly.
That's not your business what he thinks. Don't you understand that? Renee Good shouldn't have been where she was at.
Renee Good.
She should have been at home.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win. Win what? You are fucking taking up for somebody that doesn't give a shit about you, that's robbing you blind. That is robbing you blind. And us, robbing all of us. Our taxpayer money. And you're standing up for criminals. You can't make this shit up.
All these comfortable white people
This guy, yeah.
who are living lavish, comfortable lives.
How do you know they're living lavish lives? They're there worshiping the Lord. How do you know they're not struggling with their rent and their grocery bills just like everybody else? How do you know?
While children are dragged into concentration camps, you're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing.
That's what I'd like to know too,
Somali
buddy.
brothers and sisters.
Obama.
You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus?
He wouldn't get in my face like that.
No, Jesus would die within you. You do not touch me.
I think they said he's about 6'3", 6'4". I'm 6'2".
You are a fake Christian.
Look at this young kid.
Standing with your Somali and Latino communities. Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting?
Because they don't agree with protesting. They don't agree with what you're doing. Maybe they're not stupid. It's 9 degrees, 10 degrees outside snowing. Maybe they don't want to stand out there and look like a dumbass. Maybe they don't care about your issues or the political issues. Maybe they got better things to do, like take care of their family and work. Maybe they don't have the luxury to stand out there every day and protest because they actually have fucking jobs, because they're American people that's trying to do right.
This attack on humanity. Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians.
Sinners because they're not out there taking up for criminals or illegals. That makes a whole lot of fucking sense.
But we know you live an easy life, don't you? A very
easy life.
While people are starving.
While people are starving. The Somalian people are starving. Really? Because they're stealing all our billions of dollars. They've stole billions and billions of dollars. How are they starving? Ilhan Omar went from 2023 to 2024 from $170,000 to $30 million. How are they starving? How are these people starving? No, it's the American people that are fucking starving. Doesn't it say, give me your hungry, give me your poor, give me your sick? Well, you know what? We've had enough of that fucking shit. We don't want your hungry, your sick, or your poor, because they all live on fucking welfare and food stamps and they drain our system. That's the fucking truth. Now, YouTube wants to hit me for that. I don't give a shit.
Hey, out now. Out now. Living real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable
while
children are dragged
they get in a van, church van.
Living real comfortable.
Living real comfortable because they get in a church van. You can tell this is orchestrated. You can tell this guy is paid to do this. He says he's not, but he is.
Shame on you. Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit ignoring this injustice.
The Somalis and the Latinos ain't even out there standing up, you dipshit.
He wears a suit and tie, and he hangs out with Kristi Noem. How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not?
Nope. No,
Why are you not
don't have
down
to
the
accept
Whipple and
all
joining
immigrants.
us in protest?
Who the fuck said we had to accept all immigrants? This is what I want to show this to right here. Who said it was our duty to accept all fucking immigrants? That's what I want to know. Who said it was our job to accept every fucking refugee and every immigrant that comes to this country? It's my job to accept my family and my children and take care of them, not every fucking body else.
I see various crimes that have occurred. Exactly what they are, I'm not going to flag, but the FACE Act has been mentioned as one of the predicates.
The FACE Act. This is
In
DOJ.
other cases, the Biden DOJ used the Klan Act conspiracy charges tacked on to the FACE Act in the case of protests outside abortion clinics to bring much longer sentences.
But now the Democrats are saying, "Oh no, that only applies to abortion clinics." No, it don't.
What else? What other crimes may have occurred? Was there a use of the wires or the mails in preparing for this event? Did anyone cross state lines to do this? All of those are potential predicates.
They charged Kyle Rittenhouse for crossing state lines.
Because this is the first time that I've heard this mentioned. This is a act that was passed in 1871. Correction there, to combat the Ku Klux Klan and protect African Americans' voting rights, especially the Enforcement Act, which is known as the Force Act. So here's some of the information on screen. Would you mind breaking down for us? Because we have just read the FACE Act and how this is
right here, 1871.
FACE Act, an obvious and egregious demonstrable violation of the FACE Act.
Klan Act.
Entering a place of worship, harassing and threatening.
See,
we just played a video of a bearded man
yes,
who was threatening
entering a place of
Christians.
worship. Did you understand what he just said? An act of enforce the provisions of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States and for other purposes.
Worshiping there, so it seems like an obvious FACE Act violation.
Yeah,
the Klan Act here
seems like
on screen. First time I've heard it mentioned. Can you unpack this for us, Harmeet?
Yeah, the Klan Act is one of the most important federal civil rights statutes, and it goes back to the time when President Lincoln.
So if they want, here's the thing I want to say: if Don Lemon can holler, this goes back to the Civil Rights Act and all this activists and all this. This goes back to the civil rights. Then we can bring back the civil right, like she said. This goes back to the civil rights law. Then they can bring this upon these people. You tell me where they can't.
The slaves, and yet the southern states, Dixiecrats mainly, were refusing to give them equal rights. And in fact, that you had sheriffs and you had law enforcement harassing the
5 people in here. Everybody hit the like button.
The Klan Act is a law that makes it illegal to terrorize citizens to
should be 500
violate their
people
civil rights, to get together and conspire to violate the civil rights. It is often used against law enforcement, but is now used against others as well. So whenever anyone conspires to violate this,
you guys are the only ones that can get my channel back after, by sharing my content out and subscribing. Please do so. Please hit the like button.
Civil rights of American citizens, the Klan.
Let's go back to that. I was talking.
Violate their civil rights, to get together and conspire to violate the civil rights. It is often used against law enforcement, but is now used against others as well. So whenever anyone conspires to violate the protected civil rights of American citizens, the Klan Act can be used to bring a conspiracy charge. We, in the federal law enforcement parlance, call this 241 and 242 civil and criminal conspiracies. And so what the Biden administration did is, if 3 grandmas got together to pray outside an abortion clinic for the souls of the people inside, and including unborn children.
Yeah, what they do?
No, that's not just a violation of the Klan Act. That's a conspiracy.
Yeah,
to violate.
They
the civil
charged
rights
them
of
and
women
arrested
going
them.
in there to get abortions.
These women for praying.
We're going to add additional charges and punish that more and make it from a misdemeanor under the FACE
Our
Act
country's
to
come to
a
this.
felony under the Klan Act. And
this shit shouldn't even be brought up. This is ridiculous. All this.
Cases, I have
none of this should be
defended
happening
successfully in the 11th Circuit. A case
if
called
Biden and them wouldn't allowed all those
James
people
Revenge,
in,
the
none of this shit would be happening.
Protesters
People
violently
don't realize
attacking
that.
crisis pregnancy centers in Florida, and we had the court uphold the Klan Act criminal enhancement to the FACE Act. So I know this is very deep in the weeds, but the point is, there are a number of things. The FACE Act is just the start. Like I said, you have material support for disruptive activities. You have conspiracy to violate civil rights.
Yep.
You have potentially the use
what about
of
those people's rights that were sitting in that
crimes?
They violated theirs.
Some of these folks who did this have self-identified. Don Lemon himself has come out and said he knew exactly what was going to happen inside that facility. He went into the facility, and then he began. And
Don Lemon, being a journalist, I guess he should have known better to live stream it or film it. What a moron. He just filmed his own evidence against him. I mean, come on. Can you be any more,
and quote unquote committing journalism, and as if that's sort of a shield from being a part, an embedded part.
He thinks it is. He thinks, oh, if I just say I'm a journalist, then I'm shielded from getting in trouble for doing this. And if I say, well, it's my First Amendment right, well, there's also laws. You know, there's laws for things like this. I'm a journalist. I'm independent media, news, not news. I'm independent. I would consider myself political, independent, political. What would you guys consider me? Let me know. Am I just an entertainer or am I a political media? I had a media channel, but it got hacked and YouTube kept it. It was called Right Lane Talk Media.
Conspiracy. It isn't. And so, we're getting our ducks in a row. We're putting the facts together.
You might say they're a journalist.
Come next Sunday.
Now, yes, in the First Amendment, it says the free press. You have the right to free press. That doesn't mean you're a journalist. A journalist actually writes stories, goes in behind enemy lines, does all the stories, does this and that, like Nick Shirley, a young kid that just exploded all this shit. Basically, that's a journalist. Someone that actually writes the story, tells the story, not just films it for clicks and views. He's actually telling the story. Don Lemon's just streaming it and talking, saying, look, these people are going to be uncomfortable. You got to be uncomfortable because I'm a journalist.
Nobody should think in the United States that they're going to be able to get away with this. Everyone in the protest community needs to know that the fullest force of the federal government is going to come down and prevent this from happening and push people away for a long, long time.
I'm not going to hold my breath. I mean, I've got all the faith in the world.
We will pursue.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
In this case, I see
truthfully,
various crimes that have occurred.
Let's see this is what he was saying this morning. Let's see.
I didn't play it. I didn't ask him to play it. I didn't dance.
Yeah.
I didn't sing. In fact, the only time you see me on there is me storming out of the bus saying this is ridiculous and leaving. But I know why it was played. It was played because of this. It was played because it gets traction in a world where everybody is bored of everything all of the time. And that's why these young people are encouraged constantly to try and do the most shocking thing possible. You see this not just with this song. You see this on all their streams. They're running people over and doing retarded shit constantly. So I'm not here to make excuses for myself. I'm not here to say it wasn't me. I'm not here to, blame someone else. But it is kind of ridiculous. It does feel a bit unfair that I'm standing in a nightclub. A song comes on that I did not request. A song comes on that I do not dance to. I do not repeat the lyrics to. I just stand there. And then they want to attribute somehow the song playing to me and it all being my fault.
I mean, look, here, we'll just go to
play it. I didn't dance. I didn't sing. In fact, the only time you see me on there is me storming out of the bus.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous and leaving. But I know
here, let's go over here.
It was played because
check my profile out. I've got 588 followers. Right here is what he's talking about, guys. Or this here. He also goes off on Ron DeSantis, Byron Donalds.
And before we get into religion, because that's a long conversation, everything you just said about Newsom, I agree with. Everything you said about New York, I agree with. If I go to California right now, Newsom would love to find any possible excuse to indict me. Of course. That's why you won't do business. I wouldn't
go to California.
Okay, and that's why you won't go Cali. You won't do business in Cali.
I won't.
All right? If I go to New York, Mom Dami would love to parade me all over the news, New York Southern District, and say I'm a human trafficker. Of course he would. But guys, the leader of Florida did the same crap to me. I flew to Florida for a reason. I got out of Romanian detention, looked at the map of America, and thought, Florida's based, and they proved that they're not. DeSantis proved he's a punk.
And they failed.
And his girlfriend. And they failed. But that doesn't matter. I should not have to live in a hostile environment where I'm constantly and endlessly investigated and followed for no reason. And I don't have any reason to do that.
I agree.
Florida, you guys chose Florida because it's good to you. It ain't good to me. And that breaks my heart. My father served for this country. I have the passion.
He grew up in actually Indiana.
My heart that Florida betrayed me as it has and has only ever betrayed me. What am I supposed to do, sir, but live somewhere else? You wouldn't live in Cali for the same reason I can't live here.
Yeah, but DeSantis doesn't like the way you live.
When DeSantis stands up, I don't care. I'm an American. And I don't know him
you have the freedom to live how you want.
Stands up and apologizes to me. When the AG apologizes to me, I'll consider it. And Byron Donalds is a punk too, because he sold out and went on the news and started
fixing to get mad. Yeah,
calling me a human trafficker. I've never been convicted. The point of America in general, the point of democracy.
I agree.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly.
If they get quizzed,
you're innocent until proven guilty.
If they stand up on the news,
they've never found him guilty in anything.
They have a very easy answer. We live in a democracy. It's innocent until proven guilty.
Yep.
I don't know the specifics of his case. What I know is he is not convicted. They don't have to sell out like punks. They don't have to start saying,
I agree.
welcome here.
You know,
if the
that one day they'll stop letting criminals into our country just so they can steal elections with their ballots.
Y'all think this
They finally realize there are only two genders and that men can never get pregnant.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
They stop letting mentally ill perverts into women's bathrooms.
I posted this earlier.
And little girls' locker rooms. I have a dream. The Democrats stop believing in that green new scam and defund the police nonsense. That they finally stop killing our beautiful unborn babies. They quit trying to censor any speech they don't like because it makes them look stupid. That they never again teach any of that critical race and transgender bullshit to our little children. That they stop dividing us by the color of our skin and not by the content of our character. I have a dream that one day,
oh shit,
Democrats will stop acting like a bunch of woke little retards.
Yeah, this is the guy right here. He's telling Pam Bondi, come get me, come get me, come get me, come get me, he says.
Yesterday, I went into a church with Makima Armstrong.
Wait a minute, with Makima Armstrong. So he's throwing her under the bus. He's telling on his leader, the lady that did this. The lady that Don Lemon interviewed and said, "Oh, we're a group, we're doing a secret mission. We show up where they don't expect it or none of that." Really? That looked like a lot of ICE agents in that church to me. I mean, seriously, those kids, I mean, who knows? I'm sure all those kids had badges and all that. They're secretly ICE agents, huh? So you're going to storm a church with a bunch of kids and claim that they're ICE. We're going in to disrupt the ICE agents. There wasn't a single ICE agent in there, you idiots. And this guy right here, I mean, get off the drugs, man. Go to rehab.
Protested the white supremacist. The pastor of the church is a fucking ICE leader in the
No,
city.
he ain't. No, he ain't.
How can you be a fucking pastor?
They claim that. They said that. And actually, that pastor that he got in his face and that was there, it's the wrong person. There's another pastor there, but he is in touch with Kristi Noem. He is obviously working, or, you know, they talk to Kristi Noem. So they assume this guy wants to say he's an ICE agent and all this, and he's not.
ICE leader in the city?
No.
How can you be a fucking pastor and be a fucking ICE agent?
He's not.
Fuck them. They want to come after.
Do you understand how many Minneapolis or Minnesota, whatever you call, Minneapolis, Minnesota, how many cops quit their job in the last month and went and became ICE agents? I think the first number was 23 cops quit. 18 of them went and joined ICE officers, became ICE officers. 18 out of 23. I think that number, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that number is up to like 80 cops have quit Minneapolis Police Department and have joined ICE. That shows you, that should show these people that these people actually support ICE. They don't support everything that these people support.
Fuck them. How can they live so comfortably while the fucking people from Somalia that are in this country legally, that have fucking citizenship, can't even go to their mosque and pray?
Really?
How do they deserve?
How can they not go to their mosque and pray? They go every time they go. They go. Nobody is stopping them. Would you ask Don Lemon to charge a black church? Would you see if Don Lemon, what he would have to say if a bunch of white people stormed a black church or a mosque? Let's see what he would have to say if the tables were reversed. How much supremacy would he say then?
Deserve any fucking different. Fuck those fucking Nazis. Come and get me, Pam Bondi, you fucking traitorous bitch. All power to the
She's
people.
coming, buddy. First of all, she's coming, buddy. She's coming. Don't you worry. She's coming. Yeah. She says it, but like I said, I'm not going to hold my breath.
By radical, peaceful protest. These are coordinated attacks by radical extremists, and they end now. Anyone who threatens or assaults our federal officers will be arrested and charged federally, not in some liberal state court.
Yeah.
Same goes for anyone who's funding and aiding these extremists. You will be dismantled brick by brick. We are taking our country back.
Let's hope.
Make America safe again.
Let's hope. Let's hope you are, lady. Truthfully, I hope you do what you actually are saying. I really would like to see that. I would truthfully say, I would truthfully like to see it.
This is bullshit. They said it's Nick's first ever time. And I truthfully believed I could get in and out of this dump in 15 minutes without an international incident.
You can't.
And I would, of course not.
You know this.
I've learned.
But how did you not know that already?
Well, he's 39 years old. He still wants to hang out and be a young man as well. I don't care what he says. He's still, you still got that urge.
Part of the Danish kingdom. Listen very carefully.
Danish, remember?
Greenland have been part of the Danish kingdom for 800 years.
They're going to fight against America getting it.
Country. It is not for sale. Let me put it in words you might understand.
Well, they said they said if we bought Greenland, they would give every citizen in Greenland $100,000. That's what they're saying. If Trump's administration said if we buy Greenland, we have to give every citizen $100,000 each. He tells Trump to fuck off.
Words you might understand.
Danish member.
Mr. Trump, off.
Yeah.
If the translation was correct, the term you used is not allowed in this house.
See.
And there will be consequences to the message you have used. It is not okay in this house of democracy.
Huh.
Listen very carefully.
So now he gets penalized because he speaks his opinion. See, they don't allow free speech. I don't care what they say. Let's see what Shneako's saying. Hey, I had a question. Yeah. Does anybody know what this streaming platform is? Is it good or not? The Kick. Yeah, buddy. You got hammered you got hammered. Yeah, you got backlash coming, pal. A lot.
It's gonna be a tough
you just got canceled again.
A lot to talk about. As you can see the title. If you can see the title.
Oh, you're gonna cry now because you was doing you're gonna cry? Really?
I can't do it.
This is back when Elon Musk was demolished. So Don Lemon went to Elon Musk when he first got fired from CNN. He got fired. He didn't quit. He got fired for being a diva. Okay, he goes to Elon Musk. He wants a job. Seriously, he wants a job from the most richest man in the world. Who wouldn't? I'd love to have a job from Elon Musk.
So, Don, you love censorship, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, I don't love
censorship. You love censorship.
I believe in moderation. Moderation is
censorship.
Look, if something's illegal, we're going to take it down.
Yep.
If it's not illegal, then we're putting our thumb on the scale and we're being censors.
You're putting your thumb on the scale for moderating hate speech. I mean, you don't put out child pornography. That's not.
It's illegal.
That's some people say that's considered censorship. I'm just saying.
I literally said, if something is legal, okay, we will obviously remove it.
Okay.
We, I guess, have a disagreement because I do not believe in censorship that goes beyond the law, and you do.
So you don't consider that hate speech?
I guess you're not understanding what I'm saying.
We don't agree on this.
Yes, you want censorship and I don't.
No, I don't want censorship.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do,
I
Don.
want responsibility.
You desperately want censorship.
No, if I want a censorship.
You want censorship so bad you can taste it.
No, that's not true.
And I'm against censorship. I'm in favor of freedom of speech.
Exactly.
And freedom of speech only is relevant when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
Exactly.
So
there you go. That's the truth about it. That's the truth right there.
Moderation.
Moderation is a propaganda.
Moderation is propaganda.
Look, if something's illegal, we're going to take it down. If it's not illegal, then we're putting out
moderation.
We're being censored.
See, they try to break it down. So, we just believe in moderation. We should moderate, you know. No, that's the same thing, man. Let's see if he's actually doing this.
I believed I could get in and out of this dump in 15 minutes without an international incident.
You can't.
And I would, of course not.
You know,
I've learned.
But how did you not know that already?
Let's
see if this guy, what he's saying, if he did say anything on this stream. Shneako. Yeah, he's got almost 1 million followers. Let's see. What did he say about it?
That's what I hear.
This guy right here.
Who said that?
Right
So
here
I'm
is the
banned
guy
so I'm
that tells
banned
him.
from everything?
That's what I hear.
So I'm
From who?
banned
Who
from
said that?
everything he's saying.
So I'm banned.
So I'm banned from everything. Yeah, buddy, because you just threw a Hitler sign, is what they're saying.
From everything?
That's what I hear.
From who? Who said that?
You're banned from virtually am I on stream? I don't want my face on stream.
Okay, yeah, just put your voice.
You're virtually banned from every single hospitality group in the United States.
Every single hospitality group.
Tau group, Good Hospitality, H-Root group.
All these rich people's hospitality groups. So what he's saying is, because Shneako's rich now. He's a millionaire from streaming and all this shit. Here's what you do. So when these millionaires, what they do is they join these hospitality groups, and it's like little men clubs, gentlemen clubs and stuff like that. And they pay thousands of dollars to be members of this, so they can sit around and smoke cigars and talk and not be on camera. They can, cut up with the boys. They can network. They can make connections with business people, companies, whatever. This is exactly what a hospitality group is. I know this shit. Trust me. This is what they do. So this guy is a Jewish guy, Shneako's so-called friend, and that's what he says. You're not my friend. And what he's saying is, you're banned from all these fucking things in America. We've banned you because you was with those guys, the other night.
So I'm banned from everything?
That's what I hear.
From who? Who said that?
You're banned from virtually am I on stream? I don't want my face on stream.
Okay, yeah, just put your voice.
You're virtually banned from every single hospitality group in the United States.
Turn it up a minute.
Tau group, Good Hospitality,
Tau group, all these different groups.
Virtually every restaurant,
every restaurant. No one wants him in New York anymore.
Anti-Semitic remarks and your absolute racism and your hatred towards Jews.
Yep.
I thought we were friends.
We are friends. You don't want to be friends anymore?
Oh, I haven't been your friend over a year, my man. Your anti-Semitism is blatantly disgusting. It's very, very offensive. I posted you thousands of times, taken care of you. I've been a true friend. And all I've ever received from you is hatred, racism, and just.
It's supposedly his best friend, or one of them.
Hateful towards you.
You always say smirky remarks. It's always been against Jews.
What's smirky remarks? I never talk about politics. Whenever we talk, we hang out. You bring it up. I don't talk about it.
You're an activist, but you never bring up any other world problems other than Jews. And you know what?
That's also not true. That's I got pushback for talking about Haiti, for talking about what's happening in America. I just spoke about what's happening in Iran. I talk about the whole world.
Yeah, only when it's trending, honestly.
Well, when it's relevant to talk about. And
well, yeah, that is. As a streamer, seriously, I will defend this. As a streamer, when things are relevant, you got to talk about it. Just like the Don Lemon situation. You have to talk about it. If you're going to stream and be a streamer, you have to talk about it. You can't just sit and ignore, especially if you're trying to make money off streaming. If you're one of these guys that depend on streaming for income, you have to talk about relevant shit. You have to talk about this stuff. If you don't, guess what? You don't get people to watch your stream. That's the thing. And this is a piece of the other night. This is at the mansion in Miami. These guys were hanging out at one of their friends' mansions. And they invited Nick, and Clav came. This is just
a photo. I can't because I'm a misogynist. I'm sorry. I know they all do, but I just. Are you?
Says I can't take a photo with you. Yeah, because everybody says he's a misogynist.
Say women suck. Say women suck. I know you are. Say women suck. All right, I'll come take a photo.
Woman.
All right, I'll come in a second.
Let's see what he said.
Is I actually believe you. You think I'm going to wait for 5 years of working with you, friendship with you?
He defends
you
Myron.
The bus last minute. That's not how we roll.
He does defend his buddy Myron.
I think Shneako played the song.
Yep.
I think Tristan explicitly told me that Shneako played the song.
Yeah.
I think when you sort of diffuse the situation, they're kids being kids. Myron,
they're 19, 20, 21, 22 years old.
Yep.
That ain't no kid stuff.
Well, Myron's not a kid, and he's a really good friend of mine.
I agree.
And Myron's not a kid. You're right. I don't know if Shneako played the song. Shneako played the song. I'm telling you from my perspective, and I don't want to make it something.
But how do you feel about that? Because let me ask you a specific question.
Business, though.
Do you know how much time I spent with your brother Justin Waller at 9 o'clock on Sunday? I left at 3 a.m. Serious conversations, laughs. Of course, we're having Blue Label.
Yeah.
And Tristan, in my perspective, is like, dude, I'm done with these people. That's my perspective. I'll let him speak for himself. But he told me a story about your grandfather.
Yep.
Who served in World War II. Yes?
Yes.
The American.
Yep.
What would your grandfather say about that? A neo-Nazi symbol. Who fought the Nazis?
Yeah, I understand.
They're playing their guys.
I understand
man.
exactly what you're saying. I agree that is offensive to many people. I
Yeah,
totally
it
understand
is.
it. And I'm not here to get myself.
It's offensive to Americans.
Well,
no,
yeah,
it ain't.
about
Just Jews.
It's not offensive to
American
every
lives
American.
died fighting Nazis.
That's true. That's true.
Your grandfather's friends died fighting Nazis. That, to me, Jews or not Jews, Americans went to war against Nazis. This is an American thing. I wear an American flag pin, not an Israeli flag pin, not a global flag pin, certainly not an LGBT flag, American flag pin.
Yep.
My grandfather fought in World War II.
Yep.
So to me, this is anti-American. And I'm cool with Myron. I used to be cool with Myron.
I think it's
but how am I going to hang out with that? How are you going to hang out with that?
I've known Myron for a very long time. He's been a great friend of mine. And I have to make this
I wouldn't
very
do it,
clear to
'cause
the
I don't
world.
believe in that shit.
I have a whole bunch of friends who do a whole bunch of shit
I don't
that
believe in
perhaps
none
I
of
would
that.
not do myself, or I may not 100% agree with. But that doesn't mean they're not my
Exactly.
friends.
I don't
and
agree with
I don't
that.
treat them.
Yeah, that don't mean you can't
I
be
have to be
friends
honest
with people.
guys. I'm really not trying to do some big apology tour.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because I really didn't do anything wrong. So I want to make this clear. I understand why some people were offended. I understand they want to attach it to my name. I understand that it gets clicks in the media if you say Andrew Tate did X, Y, Z. I got on a bus.
It's true.
Full-grown men made decisions while I sat on my phone. I then got off the bus and stood in the nightclub while other people played songs while I sat on my phone. If they want to crucify me for that, that's up to them. Myron made the Nazi salute because he thought it was funny. That's Myron to come here and defend.
Of course.
It's not for me to sit here and come here and defend. Myron is someone I know and I respect.
He chats,
and I like. Even if he did something that offended me.
And here's the thing. Myron actually super chatted the podcast saying, hey, let's debate this, blah, blah, blah. He super chatted about 4 or 5 times. Money is what a super chat, you know that. And said, hey, let's talk about this, blah, blah, blah. Guys being guys, you know what I mean? This is they're streamers, man. They will do whatever they can for clicks. That's the bottom line. I truly believe it. I don't believe they meant anything offensive by it. If you're going to go that far and be offensive by that, then you need to go to Kanye West, the person that wrote the song. And you need to say, hey, we're offended by what you did. Not by what other people are listening to, or these people because they listen to it. You need to go to Kanye West and say, hey, I'm offended because you wrote the song. Don't blame a whole group of people for one person's stuff. I don't blame Kanye West. He's a musician. He makes millions of dollars off that song. Trust me, that it's capitalism. We live in America, guys. You got to separate your feelings from this shit. And a lot of people can't separate their feelings. Yes, it's very offensive. I wouldn't do it because I don't believe in that shit. But I'm just saying, the people that are doing it, these streamers, they're doing it for clicks and views, especially the young ones. I don't believe Andrew Tate because he didn't do it. I never seen him do it. His brother, I didn't see him do it. The other guy, Jake Waller or whatever, never seen him do it. So you can be mad at these people all you want. I'm not. I like Andrew Tate. A lot of people don't. I think he's got a lot of good opinions on things. Even a lot of people agree with him on a lot of stuff, man. I mean, they really do.
I'm not offensive. I would still say, oh, okay, well, I like Myron. I have a whole bunch of friends who do a whole bunch of things that I don't like. I have black friends, white friends. I have every single type of friend you can have. We have the most racist group chat in the world. This is the world I live in, right? And I think that the reason the anti-Semitism issue is so sensitive is one, because of the prevalence, especially online. And I'm not going to lie, I see it everywhere myself. I'm not even Jewish. It must be scary to see it absolutely everywhere online. The reason for that, I've just given you my theory as to why. That's
shit.
Second thing, of course,
did you know Trump's fixing to speak at the White House briefing?
Defending Jews. Of course, I understand that completely. But then thirdly, and I'd like to have an actual open and honest conversation about this. Don't we think, and I actually want your opinions, the fact that a song came on and the reaction has been so fierce and so, not aggressive, but it's so clear that songs like this can't be played without meeting genuine power in the world. Don't you think to somebody who is completely detached from this situation, somebody at home who has nothing to do with this situation, watches it and sits and goes, see, they are in charge of everything. I'm asking.
I'm going to get, this is the perfect, by the way, I'm so grateful for having this conversation.
Adam, you're an idiot.
If this was played in any other city,
he's a dumbass.
You would not see this reaction.
Bullshit.
Can I explain something?
Yes, you would.
Miami Beach.
Yes, you would.
They don't
Hey,
play
guys,
this game, dog.
guess what? Trump is fixing to speak at the White House, dog. Trump is fixing to speak. Holy shit. Really? Trump is fixing to speak any minute. Let's see what he says. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Let's see if we can find Trump fixing to speak. Over 1 year of MAGA. Yeah, I don't see the dollar signs in my pocket, buddy. I'm sorry, but I don't see them. Let's see. Let's see if we can find Fox News or something. They might play it. Let's see. Are they playing it live yet? Trump is fixing to speak. Damn it. Why ain't they showing it? White House briefing. Let's see. Where could I find that? Let's pull that down. Let's go over here, guys. I think they might be, let's see. New tab. Let's share. YouTube. This new fucking laptop is awesome, dude. See, I don't understand these people. These people are something. Let's go over here. Let's go back out. Okay, let's go back out of that. I think let's see. Let me see if I can find it anywhere. White House. There's not a lot of protesters at all out there, guys. Let me see if I can share the screen again. Share screen. Let's stop that one. Let's share the next one. Maybe we can do it without them hitting us too hard. Let's see. YouTube. Okay, let's go back over here. Okay, go back to YouTube. Live. We might like let's snipe somebody's stream. How about we snipe somebody's stream like Benny Johnson's? I don't care. We'll grab his. He'll monetize it, but I won't. I don't monetize mine because it's not monetized anymore. So we'll try to. What is she saying? Anything yet? Nothing. Come on, people. Trump is going to speak. Let's see what he's got to say. Any moment. He's going to come out and speak any moment. I ain't seen him come out in a White House briefing in one of these in a while. Seriously. Like, I haven't seen him come out and speak in a while. Man. Come on. Let's go back over here. White House briefing starts. Is it back on? Let's see. See, Benny's got he's so such an ecosystem. He gets to cut into Fox or to one of the news channels. He automatically gets to cut into the Fox News. He gets it where he doesn't get hit. Try changing your headline on stream to Gray live coverage of Trump. Oh, okay. I don't know where I can change it at. Oh, I see it, but I don't think I can change it. I don't think I can change it while I'm doing this. I don't think I'm allowed to change it in the middle of it. I'm sure there's a way. I just don't know it. Go to the YouTube dashboard. Oh, okay. Oh, you mean in my studio? I know what you're saying. Go to YouTube dashboard. Okay, let's see. I'm on my YouTube dashboard. I don't see where it says live though. I'm not. Content. Let's see. Live stream. Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Okay. Edit. I'm trying to change it, buddy. I see it. Did it change it? Change one of them, not the vertical one. Let's change the vertical one too. I see what you're saying now. Did it change it? It said it changed it. Did it change it, Salty? Did it change it? Live control room. Let's see what it's saying now. Yeah, live. Trump speaks live. Yeah, breaking. Trump speaks live. Yeah, that's what I put in there. I just put, breaking. Trump speaks live. Maybe we can get some people back in here on that. Yeah, let's get out of that one. Let's get back over here. Let's get out of that one. Let's get out of that tab. Okay. So we're back into this one. Yeah. They'll hit me for it. I know they will. But I don't give a shit. They can hit me all they want. We'll go back to live.
George,
where the hell is Benny Johnson right here? I like to. He'll hit me. He won't hit me as hard. Like they'll do a copyright, but like the news, they'll actually freaking hit you, man. You know what I mean? They'll stop your fucking stream. So it's sad. Come on, guys. How long is he going to take? Man, if it was, like I said, you said it was like below, you think he's going to talk about the shutdown? I'm not for sure. I know it's coming up. Excuse me. The only thing I know about Trump is he speaks for 2 or 3 hours too long. You understand? He likes to hear himself speak. I mean, he does. Just bottom line. Trump loves to hear himself talk. There's a variety of things he could speak about. And I know that it's the end of the month, right? Like he don't have long in this shutdown. I don't know if they'll come to agreement or not. Also, Democrats always want something. And of course, when it's the Democrat side in charge, the Republicans always want something. That's just the way it goes. I believe it's back and forth. So the 30th. Okay. I knew it was at the end of the month. I wasn't for sure what day. Make sure everybody subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Share these videos out. It's the only way we can have a chance of coming back. And if anybody knows anything about Kick, let me know the platform people stream on over there. YouTube said they're going to start limiting people streaming from multiple platforms. So they're going to start limiting. Like I use StreamYard, so I can stream to like 3 or 4 different platforms. They're going to start limiting how many you can stream to at one time, which I think sucks because I pay it. I pay $50 a month for StreamYard. I've paid it for 5 years now. I've paid a lot of money to these fuckers. Don't tell me where I can stream. Don't tell me how many places I can stream to. Which I'm not trying to stream to Facebook anymore or Instagram or none of that shit. Facebook locked me out again. I'm not in control of my channel on Facebook. I'm done with Facebook. I deleted the fucking app. I logged out of my account. I deleted the app. They blocked me. So I'm done with Facebook. So the only ones I've got is this and Rumble and that I'm streaming on. And YouTube demonetized me. They've shadow banned me. They said they took my advanced features away, but then I got them back. They said I got them back because it allowed me to put my links in my description and stuff like that. My Cash App and Venmo links and all that. It's allowed me to do that proper. So they gave me those back. They're just not pushing my channel like they were. Because usually I've got 500 people in the vertical, or at least 200 to 500. It's a shame, that they tried to shut you down over something. They didn't even give me a warning. I woke up on Christmas Day. They sent me an email. I had an email. They said, we demonetized your channel for this. And I was like, what? For what? Wait a minute. Because you didn't like my editing? They said I reused my shorts? Like, you didn't even say, hey, warning, change your shit or we're going to demonetize you. They didn't even give me a warning. So, like, what platform does that besides YouTube? That's crazy. So I've been really venturous into trying to go to, YouTube is blocking streaming from softwares outside of theirs. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame. A lot of people, man, there's a lot of people going to the other platforms. They just are. They're tired of all the censorship, the strictness. You got to walk on pins and needles to even speak over here. I mean, seriously, if you're not, and what they want is people just to show their everyday life, no political shit. Basically, they just want people to do, because they told me, they said, you need to make happier content and do a history of happier content. That's what they said in the letter. I'm like, really? So you just want me on here like karaoke sing karaoke and be a dumb shit that's not going to get any views or get any audience? Man, that's crazy. Like that don't make no sense. Like you can't be no, they want a motorcycle channel. They want something that's not controversial. They want something that's just, you're just showing that they can say, see how good we are. See what people want to promote. See what people do on YouTube, when they build channels. They do DIY. They're gardening. They're playing video games. They're just writing, vlogging. That's what they want. They want people to not be themselves. They don't want people to speak out against topics and things that should be spoke out about. It's all about free speech. It's free speech is the shit that you don't want to hear. That's what should be said. The free speech that needs to be said is the shit that you don't want to hear. Because if not, then we're all censored. We don't get free speech then. So, my Lord, come on, man. You coming out or not? You keep saying coming out soon. Trump's to speak at the White House press briefing now. I mean, what is it? What's the big news? Trump. He's probably going to talk about Greenland, maybe Venezuela. We know he's going to prop himself up. I mean, maybe he'll speak on the Minnesota issue. I see a lot of that coming out, maybe. He may speak on the shutdown. A lot of people don't even realize we have another shutdown coming, which a lot of people don't care. You know what I mean? They live their everyday lives. You can go on the beach right now, and any beach in America or any place, vacation place or most places, and you can ask a lot of these people on the beach, especially the younger people, who's the vice president? Who's the president? They wouldn't know. They don't live in the life of some of us live. They don't care about politics. They don't care about who's in charge. They just live every day. They're willing to pay whatever it takes. They don't give a shit.
Come on, chat. I noticed that this was going a little bit late. You know, we end the live show right off the top, and then they do these press conferences.
Yep.
So that we could just chat. Why not?
Exactly.
We haven't been able to talk in the comments for a while, so let's.
Well, you don't answer anybody unless they pay super chats, Benny.
We love you back.
Yeah. Now he wants to read them. He never reads super chat.
It seems like this one is looking at. It was supposed to be at 1 o'clock. So
he never reads anybody's super or chat unless it's a super chat. I know. I used to follow him consistently. I used to watch the guy a lot, man, and he just. It got to the point where I got tired of. He's an ecosystem, man. No offense. I like the guy. I don't think there's anything wrong with him, but I don't want to be just an ecosystem for the system. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be just that guy that's just an ecosystem. The chat from other streams in the lower corner. Yeah, I seen it. That's why I changed it. I could put my chat up here. You know, sometimes I just don't care for the chat coming up on the screen. Usually when I had a lot of people in here, it's when I cared because a lot of woke liberals, you know that, they come in here and say a lot of dirty crap, and that's why I never really put the chats on the screen, is because there's too many people that hate me. They do. Or where's all those people at? You see, they're not even seeing my channel, my live stream, even my vertical is not even probably going into the vertical live streams. They're pushing it to the bottom of the damn live. I guarantee you, my vertical live is probably and I tried that the other day, Salty. I went live just on my laptop through YouTube, and you can share screen just like this. I didn't do it on my phone. I should have did it on my phone because it was vertical, and I don't know how it is when it's just on my laptop. It's probably not vertical, is it? I don't think it's vertical. See, yeah, you're not going to get alert. It's bullshit. Oh, I was watching your premiere the other night too. You may not have noticed right there before you went off. I typed in the chat. I am watching. So I don't know if you've seen that or not. I did watch your premiere. So I hope you know that. I do support you, man. Just because I don't always comment, because I don't like to hear other people's bullshit. You know, a lot of people like to run their mouth about me. You know that. And I know it's not no big deal. I don't really pay attention to those people. They don't live in my head. I just don't feel like listening to the shit sometimes. And like, seriously, like, it's not about me. Your video, your premiere is not about me. And I don't want the chat to be about me or anything said and then controversial gets started. So I just usually keep quiet and watch. And then, like, you know, right before you went off, I was like, hey, I'm watching, by the way, you know. Yeah, I know. I need to do it from my phone. I just hate doing it from my phone because I don't get to share anything. I don't get to, which, you know me, I can talk about any issue. I can talk about things. I can talk no matter what. That's not the issue. It's just I enjoy sharing stuff out and things and talking about certain topics and issues. And I feel better when I can share it and actually, you know, have something to thrive on and share and talk. But you're right. I'm going to have to do it vertical. You know, you seen it? Okay. Like I said, it's not about me, man. It's about you, you know, your premiere, your stuff. I don't like to make things about me. I don't want any issues about me going on. Like I said. So, but are they coming out? Maybe.
Hey, how are you?
Well, we'd be a lot better if they'd come on out and start speaking. I guess that's a military guy, ain't it? General or something. I guess they're not ready then, are they? Because he walked right back in there. Okay, go live after. Okay. Well, I had to put a lot of my live streams, if you haven't noticed, in the membership or private category. And you may not even see it anymore. You may not even see them anymore because they're private. I don't know how that works. Or members. You might see them as members only. I had to do that to a lot of my shorts and to a lot of my streams because I guess they're too offensive, or I use too many bad words in them. It's said in the new policy or the terms like saying cuss words. So I know I've used a lot of cuss words in those past live streams. So I've either made them members only or private. They're still letting me make it members until they fully, I'm fully demonetized, but I still get to go to reapply in March. I get to appeal it one more time. And then they make their decision if I change my channel, if I do that. If I got rid of the shorts and I got rid of, or if I re-edited them, they said, if I re-edited them and, because now I had to go through in the certain ones that are AI, I had to click on the alternated, clips and all that. So, and then I had to go through on my live streams and make either members or private because I've said too many bad words is what they're basically saying. Yeah. So many channels doing the same thing, prime time, but YouTube is really trying to get the TikTok crowd. The no streaming software. Yeah. Well, if they would upgrade their streaming, if they would upgrade it to like TikTok, where you can just go on your phone and go live and have 10 people on there with you, that would be awesome. Because TikTok, you can do it live on TikTok and you can have those 10 little blocks and you can invite people up there and you can have 10 people on without having to go through a StreamYard or anything like that. So that's what they don't, I think they would be a better platform if YouTube would be better. Yeah, I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people that's been demonetized that's had to go back and delete a lot of shit and redo their shit. But instead of warning people, they're just demonetizing everybody. It's like, why not tell us? Why not say, hey, here's a strike or here's a warning. If you don't fix it, the next one will be a strike or the next one will be demonetizing you. You know what I mean? No, they don't give you nothing. They sent me an email and said, we demonetized your channel. Thank God I wasn't depending. I've got $1,400 sitting there. They still won't pay me. $1,400. They will not give me because they demonetized me. So they've held my money. I'm telling you, it's horse shit. Sit there and hold it. Just like they did my other channel. Yes, all my shit is not for children, man. All my stuff, I click on it. It's permanently in there. Nothing is made for kids. So, and that's what I don't get. Why in the world would you want to demonetize a channel that's growing, that gets millions of views, thousands of followers, subscribers? They even put my 3 members. I was building my memberships up. I had 3 people that started being members. I know that ain't a lot, but you got to start somewhere. I had 3 people that became members, and I believed I was going to get more. Well, they put their payments on hold, of course. And what's fucked up is I still, I didn't even get the money they did pay for. I didn't get any of that money. Well, that's not right to keep somebody's money. I think that's that violates something, and I think that should violate, something if they're going to hold my money. Yeah, recurring interest. Yeah. It's horse manure. And I'm like, what the hell, man? How the hell are you not paying me my money? That doesn't make sense. Oh, now my estimated revenue's at $193, down to $193 from $1,400. It's dropped. It was 1,400. And then it clicked over. Now my estimated revenue is 193. Probably won't see it because it's on. Yeah. Now it's saying $193.62 when it was 1,400. Where's my $1,400? See, this is for this month. The 193 is the new the new that started over, because it's like quarter or annual, every month they at the end of the month they pay you what they owe you. You know what I mean? And that 1 week I made $252.48 on that 1 week of December 22nd through December the 28th. I made $252.48. Now that's bullshit. Where's my money at though? Why ain't you giving me my money? Right here. I've got it. I took Snapchat pictures of it. Snap pictures. $1,400. If they're holding your money, they need to have an escrow account and pay it with interest. Yeah, they need to do something, because I'm telling you, I have an account. You have to set up an account. I have that account through when you go through YouTube Studios and you monetize your channel, you have to set up an account. And it's called, what is it called? It's, let's see. It is, the HyperWallet account. Okay. It's through your HyperWallet. Let's see. It is my verification was successful. Let's see. That was fine. Okay. The AdSense account. It's through an AdSense account. And then I set it up, and it's supposed to be paying straight to my Venmo. And I've never seen it. Yeah. It goes through my AdSense. I was going to get it directly deposited to my bank, but they wouldn't let me. For some reason, and it wouldn't accept through it. I don't know why it wouldn't set it up. So I had to go through my Venmo, and it accepted it within minutes. You know why? Because if they direct deposit to my bank, they don't get to tax me like that. Like they'd have interest with Venmo and Cash Apps. But as soon as I did my Venmo, they accepted it within just, 30 minutes. It was set up. Why? Because Venmo taxes you on money now. You make so much, then Venmo gets money. You know what I mean? Then they get to tax you and make money. So, yeah, federal law for any company that pays money out for lease. Oh, leases things. Okay. Leases things. Yeah. So obviously I went from $1,400 to that last month through December, from November through December. And now I guess, December, January. I guess in January they're estimating I've made whatever I said, 193 or whatever. How am I still making money if I'm demonetized? You know what I mean? Like, that don't make sense to me. If I'm demonetized, then why are you still adding money up that I'm estimated to make, or I've made? So if I do get monetized back, if they give me my monetization back, does that mean all that money that's in there, they're going to send me? Because they better. I'm not making money for them. That ain't fair. That wouldn't be right. Just to sit and build up, thousands of dollars, and they get to keep and not give me. That seems like a shitty deal. I mean, just bottom line, that kind of seems shitty to do somebody like that. The question now becomes, what are they talking about or hiding from us, having us? Yeah, look here while they do this. Exactly. I want to know why these motherfuckers ain't come out yet. Where the hell you at, Trump? Where you at, Blondie? Caroline Levitt? Caroline. She sounds like a Southern name, don't she? Caroline Levitt. Wonder where she's from. I'm sure I could look that up, but I don't feel like it. She's probably from the South somewhere or something. I don't know. That name just sounds Southern to me. Boy, I bet you hate being in that fucking snow, which I don't know. You may love that snow up there in Michigan. I couldn't do it, man. I can't stand being in the cold anymore. Where I live, we don't. Man, we used to get like 2-3 foot of snow all the time on top of my mountain. Now we don't get hardly nothing. If we get 6 inches, that's almost a lot to us anymore. For the last 5 years, it's been just completely not really a lot. Like it's snowed a few times, 2 or 3 inches, 4 inches, but nothing major, man. I can remember when this place used to get a foot of snow because we're on top of the mountain, on the plateau up here on the mountain. It's a plateau area up on top of the mountain. And it's like, man, we used to get tons of snow. And now, thankfully, I don't like it anymore anyways. My old age, I don't care for all that snow. Oh, yeah. Gonna go do some ice riding in the ice? Hell yeah. On a motorcycle or in a truck or four-wheeler? I would, if I was living up north and it was as cold as it is, I'd have to go out. I'd have to try on the lakes. I'd have to go out on a frozen lake just to try it. I've been on frozen ponds. We have had frozen ponds around here in the past, and we would get out and fucking just play on them and shit as a teenager, When I was like 17, we'd get out and play, play on some frozen ponds and fuck around like stupid kids. But now, I bet we ain't had a good solid frozen pond you could walk on in years. Motorcycles? Oh. It's sanctioned? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's sent. I can't pronounce that shit. Dude, I didn't graduate. Yeah, the AMA just need good ice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you got good ice, man, I'm telling you, dude, I love to watch those guys race around those frozen ponds and lakes. Dude, that's fun to watch them slide around and drift around those corners and shit, those curves on that frozen lake or pond, whatever it is. Yeah. I'd say you have to have some pretty deep ice, though, man. You'd have to have some pretty fucking deep ice to get out there and raise hell on a motorcycle on the ice. You have to have a good, probably foot thick of ice, 6 inches to a foot of ice. And I'm sure they've got ways they test it to see how thick it is and make sure it's not going to crack and bust and all that shit. Yeah, they're running late, man. They're running late. They keep saying soon. There ain't no soon about it. What the hell is Trump doing? That's what I want to know. What the hell is he doing? I just heard a ding, and I've got everything on mute. I won't be able to stream it long. They'll hit me. I'll have to turn this stream on private. They'll copyright me for using it. They always do. You can't turn the speed of talking up because they know you're streaming it. So what they'll do is they turn your speed off. They automatically turn it off. Like if I go in here and click, playback speed, it's on normal. If I go to 1.25, okay, it will do it for like 3 seconds. It won't do it long. And then it clicks, they automatically click it off. They have a way they do that. It's fucked up, but they do it. Now, if I snipe Benny Johnson's, he'll copyright it, but it won't turn off the speed. It's just them. These networks, they found a way to do that where you can't stream from them and get away with it. Yeah, I was gonna say about 500 screws in the tires. Yeah, that's wild, dude. Because that shit right there is what really gets gets the grip of the ice and makes the wheels from spinning to actually go. I always seen those tires like that. I wondered if people just screw those in there, or if you buy the tire like that, or if people just screw, put a bunch of screws in the tire, or I'd say some tires probably come like that. You could probably buy some tires like that, can't you? I wonder what they're doing back there behind that door. Is there a crisis going on or something? Why he ain't come out yet? Boy, my allergies is bad. Can't breathe this morning. Come on, Trump. What the hell's taking you so long? Yeah, no shit. What else is really happening? Come on, buddy. Everybody's sitting there. Well, even Fox News is saying, they just keep going back and forth like, well, he was coming out, but he's not doing nothing. They're starting to talk on their news channel now, saying they're waiting on him too. I tell you though, one thing about Trump, here he comes. One thing about Trump, he sure doesn't care. He loves transparency, I believe. Seriously, like you would never see this from the Biden administration. Look at them, listen, they're like, oh shit. Stock market's crashing. Damn. So they're going to tease you? I thought I seen him standing back there behind that door. Huh. Damn, my allergies are killing my ears and everything. My ears are itching. Lord almighty. Come on, Trump. Where the hell's he at? I don't know. I'm hoping the next month and the next 2 months. I hope it goes as quick as these months as to me December went. I really do. I hope it starts to warm up quicker, man. I'm so ready to get the bikes back out and mess with those. There he comes. Look there.
Wow, that's a big crowd.
He's got a big pamphlet. I think he's got a lot to talk about.
So, these are accomplishments. We have a lot of accomplishments, and as you know, this is the anniversary, first anniversary.
Same shit.
January 20th, and it's been
the anniversary. I figured that's why he was speaking.
We have a book that I'm not going to read to you, but these are the accomplishments of what we've produced. All page after page after page, individual things. I could stand here and read it for a week and we wouldn't be finished.
Exactly.
But we've done more than any other administration has done by far in terms of military, in terms of ending wars, in terms of completing wars. Nobody's really seen very much like it. I think it's appropriate that because Minnesota is so much in the fray, and I say to my people all the time, and they're so busy doing other things, they don't say it like they should. They're apprehending murderers and drug dealers and a lot of bad people. And these are just some of the more recent ones that we have. And I can show you some of the.
Sorry, bud. I had to do something real quick. Sorry, Salty. I'm trying to find the.
And either put in jails in their
There we
country
go.
from where they came, and the countries respect us, and so they actually put them there.
There we
In the
go.
old days, they didn't respect our country.
Is that better?
Biden wouldn't do this because he let them all in.
That's from the White
He
House.
didn't have open border policies of Biden. None of this, all of the things that all of the time that we spend talking about Minnesota and everything else, most of them are coming from out of the country. And
Maybe I won't get hit. It's
caused by
this is from Rumble, so maybe.
previous administration. Look at this, one after one.
I don't know. Maybe they won't fuck with me.
Boy, these are rough characters. These are all criminal, illegal aliens that, in many cases, they're murderers, they're drug lords, drug dealers. They're the mentally insane. There's some of them who are brutal killers. They're mentally insane. They're killers, but they're insane.
Yeah, he's going to show all those.
Just in Minnesota, California, it's worse. In other states, it's worse. No, Minnesota, the crime is incredible. The financial crimes are incredible.
See if we can do it that way.
And the problem is because of the agitators and insurrectionists, whatever you want, troublemakers. But
see, I figured that'd be the top issue. Yeah,
insurrectionists.
I think they've arrested over 3,000 people.
The fact that
maybe
$19 billion at a minimum is missing in Minnesota.
Yeah, 18
Given
billion
to a large degree
at a minimum
by Somalians. They've taken it. Somalians, can you imagine?
No, because all that money should be in my pocket.
A lot of very low IQ.
We should be living
people
good.
do it.
I should be able to
Other
go
people
buy a
work
brand
it
new
out,
truck if I want.
and they get them money.
Brand new
They go
Harley
out and
Davidson
buy
if I want.
Mercedes Benzes, and they come from
Detained,
here, they have no
yeah,
money.
not charged.
They never had money.
There's a
They
big
never had
difference,
life.
ain't
They
it?
never had a government. They never had a country, because there's basically no country. Somalia is not even a country. They don't
It
have
is.
anything
It's
that-
just
that
shit.
resembles a country.
Huh.
And if it is a country, it's considered just about the worst in the world. They come from
I love the way he speaks.
rich and they don't have a job.
Oh,
I was
I'll be
told
right
that
back.
Ilhan
I gotta
Omar
grab
is
a
worth
water.
$30 million. She never had a job. She's a crooked congressman. So here's another one. And I have, oh, by the way, we just took out, that's what, these are all what ICE is doing. And it's a dangerous job. These are rough people. Weapons.
That's a man of not giving a shit.
It's very bad.
That's a man of not giving a
Because
shit.
I think we have plenty of time. I'm going to.
Well, you took over an hour to get back out. An hour late. So
We will be. I'm sure I'm very.
you're the president. I guess you got all the time in the world. Not really, but you make your time.
Switzerland, they don't know about this. They don't have this problem. They have other problems, but they don't have this problem.
Worst of the worst, it said Minnesota.
Killed somebody. And these are rough people. These are not. This was all.
Yeah, this is
allowed
not your
in our
local,
country
you know,
open borders. These
friendly
government
neighborhood
policies.
Rogers,
You know,
you
men and
know,
women sports is dumb.
Mr. Rogers.
But to me, having an open border for the world to
Yeah, I
come
can't
in,
breathe worth a shit.
drug dealers and prisoners. Venezuela, as an example, opened their prisons into the United States. That's why one of the reasons I felt so strongly against Venezuela. Now I'm loving Venezuela. They've been working with us so well. It's been so nice. And an unbelievably nice woman also did a very incredible thing, as you know, a few days ago. We're talking to her, and maybe we can get her involved in some way. I'd love to be able to do that. Maria, maybe we can do that. But we're dealing with the people and the president and all of the people in Venezuela, and we've been doing great. The oil companies are getting ready to make massive investments there. They have more oil than even Saudi Arabia. There you go.
Keep saying that.
These are real. These are rough. This is all Minnesota, every one of them. This is one state out of many.
Yeah.
And these people.
Daycare owners.
Let's see. Yeah, these are all so far.
Grocery store
people
owners.
that came from
Yeah.
outside
All
of
year.
the country. They were allowed in by Sleepy Joe Biden, Crooked Joe Biden.
Well,
whichever you
we
like. You
know
can call him whatever
Joe
you like. You're
just-
both right. He's sleepy and he's crooked.
Yeah.
He was the worst president we've ever had.
You said that, not
And
me.
we've had some bad ones too.
Yeah,
I
well,
tell you, all you have to do is look at trade.
let somebody else charge
You're
us
not getting bored with it.
500%. We charge them 5%.
But these are people that you have to see. Strong arm rape, aggravated assault with a weapon, and many other crimes.
That's a whole folder full of those people. Look here. They even eliminated the pictures. You notice that? They even laminated them.
People around.
Those are laminated. Those are not just paper, folks. Look at the back of it. It looks laminated, don't it? He's going to keep those as a prize, ain't he? Yeah.
Because all ICE wants to
I don't
do is
blame
get
him.
them out
Get
of
those
our
fucking
country,
criminals out of here.
bring them to prisons and jails and mental institutions from where they came. That's all they want to do. They're patriots, and they have to be abused by guys like Don Lemon, who's a loser.
I was hoping he was going to say
I saw
something.
him the way he walked in that church. It was terrible. I have such respect for that pastor. He was so calm. He was so nice.
Yeah, he didn't react. He didn't overreact.
In that church was horrible. Yes.
I was hoping he was going to say something.
Look at it here. 24 convictions.
That old Don.
24 times convicted.
Goodness. 24 times.
Not charges. These are convictions.
Good.
So he comes from outside the
convicted.
country. You think he's going to be good here?
Exactly. You think they're going to be good here?
24 times. He's going to be good here, right? It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, there's a difference. A lot of people mistake that. Just because they've been charged don't mean they've been convicted.
One of many.
Now, if they've been convicted, that means they've actually been found guilty of a crime. Convicted.
They want to take him out of our country. And we're met with paid agitators, and insurrectionists, troublemakers. They're paid.
Yeah.
You know, when the woman was shot, and I felt terribly about that. And I understand both sides of it.
See,
When
he
she
has
was
to.
shot,
He takes on a
there was
lot.
another woman that was
People don't
screaming
realize
shame,
what's on his
shame,
shoulders.
shame, right?
They criticize him and they act like they could do the job better.
A professional opera singer. She was so loud. And
I don't
so
think any of us could handle that job.
She wasn't a woman that was.
I know
hurt,
I couldn't.
Like,
I admit
my
it.
heart's injured.
That'd be a tough
She was a
job.
professional.
Yeah.
She's shame, shame. She's screaming shame, shame. I said, that's not a normal person. That's a professional.
Yeah.
These are professional agitators and professional people that want to.
Well, half of your room, if not more,
But that's not.
is
happening
left
because
side
they're the
media
hottest
that's
country
going to turn
anywhere in the
everything
world
you
to
say
fight
around.
this stuff.
I don't know why you let half of them in there. Just because we got free press don't mean you have to give them a badge to get in there.
All top of the line.
You don't have to let
Criminals. They're
certain
not gonna
people
be
in
good.
that
Going
briefing
to be well behaved here.
news outlet. You know, no, I don't believe they. I don't
could
believe
do
they'll be
thousands.
well
We
behaved.
had over 3,000 in the last very short while. Just in Minnesota. What's the number, Carol? 10,000. 10,000 criminals. And these are serious.
10,000 criminals arrested
How
in
can a place with
Minnesota.
10,000
What a
criminals-
Ooh.
How can you have
We
a
take
state?
Canada's trash.
And yet
We
they're
don't
fighting
need
us.
it from
I like
other
that.
countries
Nodding
to
to
it.
me.
I
You
agree.
with me, I guess. I like
I
him. I
agree.
don't
Look
know
here.
who he is, but
Look
I
at all
like
those
him.
people in
He's
there.
nodding. He says, "You're right." He's obviously
Half of
on the
that
right
room, if
side.
not more, are left media.
Look,
No, they don't believe a word he's saying.
These are
They
rough
don't believe a word that he's. All these people are their neighbors. They believe these people should be in this
we
country.
just took this off a
They don't
stack
agree with
with
Trump.
many
More than
stacks
half
like
of those
this,
people in
like-
that room. I guarantee it.
I could go 30 times what I'm showing you now.
Yep. I guarantee you half of those people do not agree with him, if not more. They think he's lying.
Relations with Hezbollah. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Why do we allow them in our country?
All because it comes from his administration, his workers. They don't believe it.
Mm.
Now, if that was Biden's administration up there, DOJ and them saying this is all the people we've arrested these criminals, they would say, great job, great job.
Pretty incredible.
They would say,
Many
yeah,
murders,
them are criminals.
Many, many murders.
Yeah.
People that murdered.
See? And then Minnesota people are saying, we're out here defending their neighbors. I'm glad you want them as your neighbors because I don't. I've got daughters and a granddaughter. I don't want any of those people around my neighborhood.
So what?
Not if they're
what
criminals.
ICE does, and Border Patrol is incredible too. I mean, Paul Perez and that group is incredible. Mostly Hispanic, by the way. They're like 60% Hispanic.
See?
You know, they talk
Yeah.
about Hispanic. They're mostly Hispanic.
And he don't see
They're
different.
unbelievable people.
That man
They
ain't.
say, "Oh, we
That
just
man,
gotta
I don't
get-"
think is
I love
really.
Hispanic.
I don't think he's got a.
Entrepreneurial. They have everything. I did great. I did the highest. Nobody ever got
I don't think he
numbers like
cares
I
what
got from the standpoint of being a
what
Republican.
ethnic
But
background you're
even,
from.
if you
I
look
don't.
at
I don't believe
Texas, I
him.
won the
I don't
entire
believe that
border
he's like
along
that.
Texas,
I don't believe he
Texas,
hates people. I don't believe.
Mexico. It never happened before.
I believe he
Nobody's ever
really
done that before. I
does
did it.
try
As
to.
a Republican, I did it. I love
Yeah, I
Hispanic
believe he
people.
loves all kinds
And
of
they
people.
accuse us of all sorts of things. 60% of the people we're talking about, they're the best people we have, and they're Hispanic.
See,
The Border Patrol is largely Hispanic.
See?
ICE is largely Hispanic. They're
yep,
unbelievable.
and it's
people.
true.
I don't know how they can take the
I believe he really likes a lot of
rough-
people. I don't think
they're
there's
taking
anything
rough
wrong with.
people like this, like all of them. We have 10,000 at least. I could have done 10,000 of them. You're lucky I only did like 100.
Yeah.
And this isn't even the worst of the group. They have murderers. They have some people we can't use their picture for legal reasons.
See,
But they're up for murder in their own
because they haven't been convicted or nothing.
we jeopardize their case.
Yeah, you jeopardize or
We send them
accuse
back. We send them
before.
back and we coordinate with other countries. It's a tremendous amount of work. All allowed in here by an open border policy of the worst president in the history of our country. A man that didn't win the election, by the way, it's a rigged election. Everybody knows that.
I told you, didn't
And
I?
by the way, numbers are coming out that
Talk
show
this
it's even
shit.
more.
He always talks his shit,
Caught
don't he?
him. We caught him.
He talks
So I
more
just
of his
want you to
shit.
know that. It's
one thing I like about him, though. He's blunt, man. He don't care to say. He don't care to fucking put it out there. What's he got to lose? He's a billionaire. He's got his family.
Ooh, I'm glad my finger wasn't in
He's
that.
got all his stuff he
They
has.
could have done some damage, but you know what? I wouldn't have shown the
You
pain.
know, I mean,
I would have gone back. What,
his
did you hear
family's
that?
set for life, basically.
That was nasty.
His kids make millions and millions of dollars off real estate and everything
nothing
else.
happened as my finger fell off. That was a nasty. I think somebody did.
That's why Eric Trump, his son, said he didn't want to do nothing with politics right now.
My man.
He loves
Oh, you
making
didn't-
money in
you
real
didn't do
estate.
it. I know you did.
He loves
But
the
I
real
did it.
estate business.
So, but here is here's the book. These
The
are
success.
all things
I
that
guarantee you
I'm gonna
Biden
read
couldn't
the
have that
samples, but look at
kind of
this.
book of
These are
success.
all- each line is something.
Maybe that thick of failures, but not
Nobody did that
success.
before. And it's big stuff too.
Yeah.
We have the hottest country in the world.
Well, my bank account ain't the hottest. So until you make my bank account, you say we're in a golden age, but all I got,
We ended
I don't know what gold
stagflation.
prices
We were
are.
in stagflation.
I can
That's
tell you
a
one
disaster.
thing.
That's far worse than
I've got
inflation.
gold and
As
silver
you know, here, the
piled up.
biggest inflation in
Not a
the history of our
lot, but
country. They
I've
said
got
48
some put
years.
away
Pick your
in
choice.
safes,
But they had the biggest inflation
but
in the
it
history
ain't
of our
enough to
country.
live on.
We have it right down to a normal number now. We're going to get it even a little bit lower.
I'd like for it to be a
Super
golden age
high.
for me. It's just
What
not.
we've done with growth is
I'm not
incredible.
poor,
We've
but I'm
created
not.
super
You
high
know, I can't go
economic
out and
growth.
buy the $50,000 Harley Davidson I
It's
want.
booming. There are thousands of businesses right now that
Stock
are being
market.
built.
Stock market's what?
Many of the biggest factories in the world
Actively
are being
taking
built
huge
right in our
losses.
country. They're not going to other
Dollar
countries.
is
They're leaving
declining.
other
Yeah.
countries.
Well, Bitcoin,
Fourth
someone
quarter
just
GDP
invested
is
like
on
$1
track to
billion
pass
or I think
perhaps much more than 5%
I don't know
growth,
if it was
and
a
that's
billion.
despite the fact
Some guy
that we
they
had
were
a
talking about.
Democrat
I was
shut
watching
down.
this
They
morning
shut down our
said
country.
they knew
Only
somebody that just
5%.
invested like $1 billion
Nobody's ever heard
into
about 5%.
Bitcoin
I think it could be
or whatever that
20%
Bitcoin shit is
if
or
we do
whatever.
it right. If we don't,
It's all
every
going to
time we have
that
good
salty.
numbers,
You
they
know that,
raise
right?
interest rates.
Digital.
In
We're
the old
already
days, if you
digital.
had good numbers, they'd lower interest rates. Or
Basically,
they wouldn't do anything. Here
we
they
do
try and
everything
kill
online
they try and
banking,
kill
online credit
success.
cards, online bank cards.
Over the last 20, 25 years, that's the way. In the old days, if you had good numbers, the market would go through the roof. Today, if you have good numbers, the market goes down. But by the way, we've had the best stock market in history, the best 401ks in history.
See, why does he
And,
say that?
We inherited a mess.
If the stock market's
The
going down,
numbers that we inherited.
why is he saying we got the
were
best
way
stock
up,
market?
and now we brought them, almost all of them.
I know
way
they're
down.
fighting him on the housing,
Brought 'em way
BlackRock
down.
and all them.
Not getting.
'Cause he's trying to pass that thing where he's saying
We
they
have
can't buy the
bad
houses
public
up.
relations people. But we're
'Cause
not
the young
getting
people can't
any
even buy a
growth. We
house.
inherited high numbers, and we
They don't
brought 'em
believe
way
people
down.
should rent, people should own.
And look at gasoline. They have places in the
People that
country
own
at
homes
$1.99 a gallon.
actually get connected
$1.99
to their
230,
community, and then they're
250.
willing to fight for their
I guess the
community. They're
average
willing
now
to
they're
stand up
saying
for
is
their community.
$231.
If you own land, you own a home,
$4.50 and
you're more willing.
$5 for
If you're a
periods of
renter
time.
or a transit, you don't give a
And
fuck
he
about
went
that
back
community.
to
You don't
the
care what
Trump
goes on.
formula,
If you
but he
own
didn't
a
do it
home and
properly,
property,
and
you get
he
involved
really
with your
went
community.
back to
You get
parts of
involved.
it
You get to
because
know
it was-
people.
it
You
would-
you
you
stand
would
up
have
for
had
your
$8
community.
gasoline if they didn't. But he didn't do it
Way of
properly.
the
He had
world.
People that didn't know what they were doing. Core inflation for the last 3 months is 1.6%.
Really?
1.6.
Why is everything still so damn high? It's high.
Inflation was so high that nobody could even calculate it.
Hamburger meats went up
Under
to
Biden, real incomes
$30
declined
a pack of like a
$3,000.
5 pound or 4 pound or
$3,000.
whatever,
That's a year.
3 pound pack.
In 12 months,
Like
Trump real
20 something,
incomes
30
went up
bucks.
by $2,000 and $3,000, and even in some cases price is $5,000.
I'd like to know where the fuck is it cheap at?
Stock market has set 52 all-time record highs during
Just because
the course
inflation's down doesn't mean the prices are down. That's the key
actually
thing.
the 11 months, because this was done in
Inflation may
11
be
months.
down,
Now
but
we're-
prices
now we're
has never
actually
dropped
officially
because they
12
know
months
once you
as of
pay it,
today.
you're never gonna. You're always
52
going to pay it.
all-time
You know,
record
they know you're
highs.
going
That
to pay it
means
forever.
401ks did
Why
great.
would they drop
I
the
have
prices?
people see me all the time, policemen that guard us really well, and got to know them a little bit. And they said, "Sir, you're making me look so good. My 401k is through the roof. My wife thinks I'm the greatest genius, that I'm a financial genius, like Warren Buffett." He told me that. He said, I think they have better
That's
returns
silly.
than Warren Buffett right now. But he said, all my life, my wife has been criticizing me for not being smart financially. Now, all of a sudden, she loves me more. But we added
It's easy
$9
when you have money to
trillion
put
of
into your
value to
401,
retirement
though.
accounts,
It's
saving
better when you have a company that's willing to match your
saving
401.
many people. I mean, they were going out of business. Think of it. We added $9 trillion of value to retirement accounts, savings accounts, and 401ks. That's during the course of 12 months. And I think it's probably 11 months because I don't think they have it for the 12. They have it for the 11.
Well-
We added $9 trillion of value. Lifted more than 1.2
See?
million
Yeah.
Americans off food stamps in 1 year. They would have
You
had
had to
another
draw from your
1.2
savings.
million.
First time
We
in
would have
10
had
years.
welfare would have
That's
gone up.
crazy. Nobody
Instead
should
of
have to draw from
investing
their savings.
$18 trillion in our country. Now it's probably more than that. But 18 trillion and having thousands of plants being built all over the country, you would have had thousands of plants closing all over the country. And you would have had
Dude, you can bring in 100 million
you would have had
plants.
welfare.
But if you're not paying, if they're not paying enough for a
If you look at
person to
SNAP,
take care of a family and buy a home, what good does those jobs do?
$7 billion, and
You know what I'm saying?
it came out to over 51.
You can build
billion dollars.
500 million
Nobody's
plants
ever seen
and
that.
create jobs.
The
But
past
if those jobs are
administration-
not paying enough for you to live, they do no good. Really, they don't. You
Or they were
struggle.
really bad, but they basically
Well,
had
people
nothing
should
to
slave on a production
But they
line
did have,
to barely
a
pay for
concept.
food,
I
to
mean, they're still
barely
trying to
and
sell
can't
the
even pay
idea
for
of
a
men
home.
playing in women's sports. You
I'm
saw
just
that
being
in the Supreme
optimistic,
Court.
man. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Some
trying
of
to
those
play.
justices
I'm
were
not
fighting
playing.
for
Like
it.
I'm trying to look at it at different
You
angles.
saw that just the other day in the Supreme Court.
Just like
Men
you, if
playing
you've
in
had to
women's
draw
sports.
from your savings, how the fuck does someone supposed to even
Secured
own a business,
record-breaking
do
$18
anything,
trillion
and
in
live?
commitments for new investments. Apple, Nvidia,
If you can't make the
SoftBank,
money,
Oracle,
what good's it to
TSMC,
have the
Johnson
jobs?
& Johnson, Eli Lilly and Company, Micron, AstraZeneca, General Motors, Hyundai, Ford, Honda, GE Aerospace, many, many others. I left a Ford plant a week ago in Michigan that they were going to
Yeah, we all
close
seen the bird.
2 years ago, and now they just announced that they're going 24 hours around the
That's
clock
what I like
making
about it.
cars.
Someone cusses him, he cusses him
Terrorists
back.
did it. I don't know what the Supreme
Gives him the
Court said.
bird.
I think to me it reads so plainly. Couldn't
He's
be
very
plainer.
outspoken, blunt,
You're
like
allowed to
me.
do a license.
That's why
Terrorists.
I can like Trump.
Probably
There's a lot of
less
things I
severe
just
than
don't
what a
approve
license should
either.
be. But
You
think
know,
of it,
I'll call him
you're
out
allowed
on
to
it.
do a license,
There's a lot
and
of
then they
things
have
that I
a
do
clause
like
at the
about
end,
him
something
because
to do
I feel
for
like
what is
I connect with him
necessary.
because I'm that kind of person. I'm
What
going
is
to call you out on
necessary
your
is
shit.
best. I don't know
You want
whether there's
a
case
yes
for
man
that,
as a
but
best friend that
we've
agrees to
taken
tell
in
you yes on
hundreds of
everything, or you
billions
want
of
someone like
dollars,
me
and
that's a real
if we
motherfucker that will
lose
say,
that
"Hey,
case, it's
dude, you're
possible
fucking
we
up.
have
Don't
to
do that," or whatever. You know what I mean?
do the
I've
best
lost
we
a lot
can
of
in paying
friendships
it
because
back.
I wasn't
I
the
don't know
yes
how
guy.
that's going to be
I wasn't the
done
guy that
very
just
easily without
said yes to every,
very
agreed and all
loudly.
that. And that's okay. They
We're
wasn't
waiting
meant
for
to be
that
friends.
case anxiously, and we
You
have
know?
tremendous national security because of tariffs.
I'd rather tell somebody the truth and
Tremendous
hurt their
income.
feelings
We've
and them
had,
not fuck
and
up
by the way,
than
no
tell them,
inflation.
yeah, go ahead
So
and
everyone
fuck
said,
up.
"Oh,
You know what I
tariffs will
mean?
cause inflation." We have no inflation. We have very little inflation. Biden had inflation, and he didn't do tariffs. We had
Just
a
the way I've always been my whole
huge
life.
problem. We have a 62% reduction in our
I was
trade
raised by
deficit.
4 older brothers
So if you had a
and all their
1%
older
reduction,
friends.
a
And I
normal
learned that.
president
That's how I
would have
learned.
a 1%, 2% reduction.
Wasn't
Everybody
never
would
had a
be
dad, so
high-fiving. Had a 62% reduction. Next year, we won't have a trade deficit. We secured most favored nations agreements to slash drug prices by as much. And to me, I think this might be the biggest thing of all. We get zero talk about it.
yeah.
The New York Times had a story way in the back of the paper, a little story about it. I think it's the biggest thing there is when you talk about healthcare. Drug prices will go down more than ever before for any country because we were priced at such a level that we were subsidizing the entire world, big place in the world. We were paying 10, 12, 13 times more than other countries. 13 times more, not 13%, 13 times more. A pill that was selling in London for $10 would sell in New York for $130. It's 13 times. More than that even. But we secured most favored nations agreements to slash drug prices by as much as 300, 400, 500, and even 600%, including with Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Eli Lilly, Nova Nordisk, Gilead Sciences, EMD, Serenio, and many others. If you look at some of the prices that are coming down, where a price would come down $1,300 coming down to $87. Think of it. So something that was costing $1,300 is now costing $87. And the fake news doesn't want to write about it. That's why I do this. I don't like to do this, to be honest with you. But I do it because got to get the word out. We signed one big, beautiful bill. I call it the Great Big Beautiful Bill, delivering the largest tax cuts in history. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime.
Yeah, up to $25,000.
We made interest on car loans, tax deductible for U.S. built automobiles only. So if you buy an automobile built in the United States, we're not doing it for Germany and Canada and different places. We're doing it only if it's built here. We want them to be built here. A lot of the Canadian auto plants are closing and they're moving into the United States. Same thing with Mexico, same thing with Germany, and same thing with Japan and other countries. They're moving into the United States because of tariffs, because they don't want to pay the tariffs. It's too much. They can't pay the tariffs. So they're coming here. Nothing different than what other smart countries did.
Exactly.
But it works better for
They
us.
did the same shit to us.
My leadership, it's not done properly, but it's done properly. We have.
They're going to get him on that.
More plants being built.
It's not done properly.
In the history of our country.
Speaking of healthcare, did you see
that was true in my first year. We had a tremendous first term also. We rebuilt our military. We had one of the best. We had the best economy in the history of our country, but we're blowing it away now.
Speaking of, did you see the influencers from Britain
probably ever again? We slashed the
turning
federal
Michigan
budget deficit by 27%.
Turning Michigan
In a single year, think
that
of
had to
27.
go
You know,
to
you
the
could do
hospital.
it.
Touring
2%,
Michigan.
1%.
Oh,
0.5%,
touring Michigan had to go to the hospital.
27%.
Talking
And
about it.
that's with all
I
of
think
the
so.
things we have to
Were
do.
they talking about like how
People
their
have to put
system
on
was and how bad it was and how
to
long
get
it
rid of
took?
people
Is that what
were
you're talking
murderers.
about?
Again,
I think I did
when
see it.
you see people in Minnesota that are murderers.
I keep forgetting I got
these
a
people
new
are
game
fighting to
chair.
keep them there. And I say
Lean back
to
in. I don't like to
Christie
lean back
Tom
much.
Homan,
I like to
great
be up
people
in
that are
the
working so hard.
moment. I don't like to
Look at the
lean.
border. The border is now secure. First time, Biden said you couldn't do it. You need legislation. I had no legislation. I said close the border.
Yeah, I seen
Within
that.
1 month, we had almost nobody coming in. Now, for the last 8 months, nobody came into our country illegally. And I find that hard to believe because you'd think somebody, because
Oh, the Border Patrol
millions of
on it.
people just poured into
I was
our
watching
country.
that.
And the
He said,
people
"There ain't
who do
nobody
that
been in
are
there."
Democrat, sort of aligned. So, I mean, they're not doing me any favors. We had nobody come in. We have a very strong border. We have very few people coming up. They're not going to make the trek because they know they probably won't be coming in. So it's not as hard as you think. But I didn't have to.
They
go
would
back.
just do it
Remember,
proper.
they
I
said,
have no issue with people
need
coming in
legislation
and
to
vetting
close
them.
the border. They had
Do it
millions
proper.
of people coming in a month.
My ancestors came
We
to
have
this
nobody
land
coming in.
proper.
And we're getting the
They came and
murderers out.
landed in Virginia on a
Murderers,
ship years and
people
years
from
ago, but they
prisons
came
and
through the
jails.
channels proper.
Many countries opened up
They
their
married
prisons
Native
and
American
dropped them into
Cherokee
the
women,
United States.
and
Those
we
are the people
prospered
we're
from
getting out. And we have a lot of heart. They said, you got to lighten up on this. We have a lot of heart for people. They came in illegally.
We
but
do.
they're good people, and they're
We
working
actually
now on
do.
farms, and
We
they're
feel
working
sorry for a lot of people.
luncheonettes and
Our
hotels.
country's always had a lot of heart for
And we're not
people.
we're looking to get the
But
criminals out
sometimes
right now.
you got to be
The
stern
criminals.
about who you let in this
And,
country.
I
My
think it's
opinion.
very important. I mean,
We have to
every
vet
once in a
them.
while you see a story
We have to
about
know who these
somebody.
people are.
He should be out because they came in illegally. So in theory, they should be. But we're focused on the murderers,
See?
the drug dealers, the mentally insane. We have a lot of mentally insane killers. I mean, you can't
Well, I
even talk
bet.
to them. At least if you could have a little reason, but you can't even reason. These are seriously ill people. You have a couple of countries where they were loaded up, their mental institutions and
here we go about that again. Come on, Trump. You've said this 500 times. This is what I criticize Trump about. We know all this shit, man. Just move on to the topics that we need to know about.
Biden, they wouldn't take. They had so
This
little
is the problem I have with Trump.
that they'd bring them there, and they wouldn't take them. They say, "Get the hell out of here." They
This is
would
the issue.
be bringing a plane in to land in a country, and they'd put 5 planes on the runway so you couldn't land a plane. So they'd come back with the people that they were bringing back. They don't do that with me. They do that with me. They have problems. They don't do it. They accept them back. They're not happy about it, but they accept it back.
Well, they
got
know
a
you're
record
wrong.
number of
Put
regulations. I
or-
promised to eliminate 10 old regulations for every one new regulation. Instead, we cut 129 old regulations for each one added. Think of that. I wanted to do 10. In my first 4 years, I did. When we put on a new regulation, you had to cut 8. This year, I said you have to cut 10. Instead, we cut 129. So every time, so far, can't remain like that. I don't imagine. I hope I can, because we have so much.
Salty, are you on Rumble?
regulation.
Have you
Stupid
subscribed to my new
regulations.
channel? I need one more subscriber
Regulations
so I can
where
go
they by
live over there.
California, which is a
Too.
disaster state, with a governor that truly is doing a bad job. He's killing that state. If he ever ran the country, this country would be Venezuela.
It's under my
Very
same
quickly.
YouTube channel.
Using
I think
tariffs slash the
Brandon
U.S.
Ray.
trade deficit by an
80 or
incredible
something like that.
77%. The
Let's
trade
see.
deficit.
Yeah, Brandon Ray
Yeah.
80.
And that
You're
doesn't
not on
include the
Rumble,
last
or I know
month
you're
where
on
we had our
Rumble.
best
If you
month.
subscribe to my new
Slashed the
channel
trade
over there.
deficit
If
by
you're
an
not,
incredible 77% in 1 year with no inflation. Something that everyone said could
I
not
need
be
one
done.
more
So we had
subscriber. You got to have 5 so you can
essentially
do
no
live
inflation.
streams.
In fact, the last month we had almost
I hate
no
that
inflation.
because
But we slashed the trade deficit by 77%. If you slash it by 1%, that was good. Again, we did that with tariffs and
let's see.
intelligence.
Let me look
We
for
did that
you.
with November
If you're
5th.
on there.
Great election. We secured historic trade deals to reduce barriers on U.S. exports with countries covering 40%
You're not on there?
of all U.S.
Oh, you're
trade.
already
Think of that.
subbed to my new channel?
American exports are up by more than $150 billion this year.
Is it under Salty?
Said, oh, we're not an exporting. All we do is
Man,
buy.
something's irritating my
Buy,
ear.
You're not going to have a country for very long.
Trying to get in my
We
ear.
increased
Feels like-
exports by more
I can't
than
find your name.
$150 billion. Investment in American factories is up 41%. That's a record. Nobody goes 41% up. You go 2% up, 1% up. You go down by 3%. If Kamala got elected, the 41% up would be 41% down. We removed over 270,000 bureaucrats from the federal payroll. That's another thing. So we have, we announce our unemployment numbers, call it unemployment or employment. And they were very good, but we could make them great. But we've slashed tremendous numbers of people off the federal payroll. Because ultimately, if you're on the federal payroll, I mean, we have jobs where they had 10 people for every job. So we cut. Now, if you want to see some good numbers, I'll hire 1 million people. We cut millions of people off the federal payroll. I don't like doing that, but the good news, I don't feel badly because they're getting private sector jobs and they're getting sometimes twice as much money, 3 times as
You
much
on,
money.
or
Getting
what
factory jobs,
what name are you
much
under
better
on
jobs,
there,
much
Salty?
higher pay.
I can't
But
find it.
all I have to do is say, like, what the Democrats do all the time. They hire 1 million people and then they hire another million. They load it up and it says, oh, they only have a 3% unemployment rate. It's a fake rate. So with us, we're proud of the fact that we cut so many because, again, I don't want to cut people. But when you cut them and they go out and get a better job, I like to cut them. And sometimes they have to be forced to do that because,
Oh, okay, I
they
see
want
it.
to stay where they are. They don't know. And then all of a sudden they end up, we have many
Tales from the
cases,
Road?
Caroline, where
Is that it?
people
Tales from the
were
Road?
devastated. They hated Trump. I got caught from my very boring federal job where they had
called Tales from the Road?
sometimes 10 people to do one job. And they were very upset. And now they ended up with a job where they get paid 3 times more money. They're ending.
I just hit follow.
It's like
that's why I couldn't find it.
So they went from not liking me to liking me.
Okay.
Because
So
it's hard.
So I just hit follow, so you should see it.
We need people. It's one of the reasons.
And if you okay,
when you have good people in the farm or good people in hotels and everything else, we want to work with them.
I was wondering why I couldn't find it. I finally just put the
Biden,
underscore in.
1 out of 4 jobs
yeah,
added was a
popped up
government job.
So
think of that.
you actually have to put the underscore.
That's when
and
you
then
when you
Badger.
know that that's 25% of jobs aren't real jobs. But again, I could do that. I could add 2 million jobs right now. Would have an unemployed. I could say just hire some more people. I do the opposite. I say get rid of everybody that's unnecessary, because that's the way you make America great again. When you have, all these jobs where people are sitting around doing nothing and they get a lot of money by the government, it's no good.
Exactly.
But that's what the Democrats do.
People on too much welfare and food stamps.
Unemployment, that's a good number.
I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't help people, but it does for the people that actually need it.
Under Trump, 100% of all new jobs created have been in the private sector. Think of that. Not 1% has gone to federal. So under Biden, 1 out of 4 was a government job.
I just hate that
under Trump,
there are so many people that lost their small businesses during COVID and shit, man, that they've never been able to bounce back and they've never been able to start their companies
That's how you
back.
make your country wealthy and strong.
It's crazy.
and good.
I think I had a total of 6 people in here the other day.
The strongest border in history.
That's a shame,
Illegal
man.
crossings have plummeted to the lowest level ever recorded, down 99.999%. That means down 100%. 99.99. Now, I want to find out who that one person is. For 8 months in a row, 0, and these are government numbers. These are not my numbers. For 8 months in a row, 0 illegal aliens were admitted to our country. 0. Nobody came in.
All right, man. You said that
Unless they
twice.
came in illegally. We have
Come
a
on.
big process for
We don't need to
people
hear it
coming
20
illegally,
times.
By the way, a lot of people are coming in legally. They have to
Move
prove
on.
They love our country. They have to prove that they're not going to need welfare.
Did you hear what he's
A lot
starting
of
now?
things They have to prove.
Salty, did you hear he's
First time
starting
in
a
50
world
years, we are now
like
seeing
leaders group?
reverse migration, where
I
we're
think
getting
they're
because
talking
we're
about
getting
Macron
all
or
of these illegal
something.
people out.
Not
They
joining
came in
or did
illegally.
something.
In
He
many
said he
cases,
didn't
they're
care because
criminals in
Macron was
many,
fixing to
many
be out
cases.
anyways.
Remember when they used to say that
You hear about him creating that leaders,
coming to
world
our
leaders
country
group
as
of
immigrants
world leaders that
are
are
very
for
nice people,
certain
they're
things?
wonderful people. They don't commit crime. No, they make
Man,
our
he's starting all
criminals
kinds
look
of
like
new
babies.
shit, man. He does a lot of things
They
people
make
don't
our
even
Hell's
know about.
Angels look like the sweetest people on earth. The Hell's Angels are now considered a nice, high-quality person.
Damn, did you hear that?
I like the Hell's Angels. They voted for me.
Ha, ha.
They protected me.
That's
actually,
wild.
believe it
Yeah,
or
they
not.
did.
But they make our criminals look like
Oh, come on
babies.
now. Motorcycle Club
These
is
are
not
some
criminals.
of the most vicious people anywhere in the world. They came from the Congo. The prisons, I know the Congo because I ended the war with.
We all know those
Congo
old
and
70s and
Rwanda.
80s
Tough
clubs are, a lot of them are gone.
They came from prisons
They're
in
not-
the Congo.
It's not the 80s anymore
Some
or
of the
early 90s.
toughest, meanest people.
I'm not saying everybody's innocent. I'm just saying
Thank
that
you very much. They allowed them
it's
to
not
come
like
into
it used to
America.
be.
These are tough
Not when
people.
you see them
Before
on
my
social
election,
media nowadays
100%
with,
of net job creation was going to foreign
everything.
migrants. Since my inauguration, 100% of the net jobs created have gone to American-born citizens. That's a big thing. In other words, we're now taking care of our people.
I just don't speak on them
100% of net
because they're
jobs
not
created have gone
for me to
the
speak on.
American-born people. Before that, we didn't care. Designated
I just
Tren
like,
de Aragua,
just like the ride.
MS-13, and the Mexican drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and we've hit them hard. You've seen what we've done on the water. We're starting to do that on land. The land is much easier, actually. Water is incredible. We did that on the water so that when you do it on the land, they don't go to the water. Nobody's going into the boat business right now. I can 97%
Oh, shit.
drugs coming in by water.
That's funny.
97%.
That's funny.
Nobody ever heard of that before.
Nobody's going
They
into the
heard
boat
2%,
business.
1%. It went up 2%.
Yeah, they are. In Florida, they are.
97, and we're looking for the 3%. Who the hell is
I know a
the
lot of people
3%?
in the boat business. I know a lot of people that I know a guy that works for that boat company. They build fucking $1 million boats, sailboats,
Almost
yachts, all kinds of
100%
boats,
of the
and they
drugs
sell the
coming
shit
in
out
by
of
water.
them.
Now we're going to be very shortly starting drugs coming in by land. We know exactly where they're coming from.
I know exactly. I've got a good friend that's in the boat
gang
business.
members, drug dealers, murderers, child predators, human traffickers, fraudsters, savage criminals, and others. We removed them from our country. They're out. They're gone. In some cases, they're so dangerous that we put them in jail because we don't want to give them to their country. Their country doesn't do anything.
Well, I mean, it's bad enough we got our own criminals. We don't need the world's criminals over here either.
Release them. We want to put them in a jail where we know they're properly ensconced.
Well, our tax money shouldn't be keeping up any prisoners, especially not from this country.
Members, drug dealers.
I mean, I was in prison for 4 years. I worked in prison though, 25 cents an hour. The state still got $100 or like $200 a day on me though.
Insurrectionists,
taxpayers
doing this work.
It ain't right.
They're going to make mistakes sometimes.
That's how they fund it though.
Rough with somebody.
That's how we eat.
They're dealing with rough people. They're going to make a mistake. Sometimes it can happen. We feel terribly. I felt horribly when I was told that the young woman who was had the tragedy. It's a tragedy. It's a horrible thing. Everybody would say. ICE would say the same thing. But when I learned her parents and her father in particular I hope he still is, but I don't know. Was a tremendous Trump fan. He was all for Trump. Loved Trump. And it's terrible. I was told that by a lot of people. They said, "Oh, he loves you. He was I hope he still feels that way." I don't know. It's hard situation. But her father was a tremendous, and parents were tremendous Trump fans. It's so sad. It just happens. It's terrible. Halted all refugee admissions to the United States, including from Somalia, which is a terrible, terrible place, another dangerous place. And we also stopped the pirates because they get the same treatment as the drug boats. So in Somalia, the Somalians, you know what they're good at? That's about the only thing they're good at is they're good at
stealing,
pirating ships at sea, big ships. So you have a huge oil tanker with millions of gallons, millions of barrels of oil. And if it gets hit by a big weapon, the whole thing blows up. And they don't want to fight because if they do, they're told by their insurance companies, do not hand over the ship. And they're not allowed to have any guns on the ship. They're literally, you have these massive ships being taken over by a Somalian small boat with a big weapon. Because if they hit the side of the ship can blow up. You talk about a blow up.
I'm the captain now. I'm the captain now.
And the insurance companies, some of these ships cost.
Well, yeah, they get the money back on the insurance. They don't have to worry about it.
Would rather give them money than take a chance on $1 billion insurance policy. But they don't have to worry about it because we hit them the same way we hit the people with the drugs in their boat. They don't know what the hell happened. But all of a sudden, there are no pirates at sea. Do you notice? We haven't had a boat taken in a little while. Came out of Somalia, really corrupt place. It's not a country. They don't have.
Yeah, they feel like their life is worth more than.
I always hate to see this. Ilhan Omar, she comes from Somalia, a backward.
Well, why did y'all even allow her to be in Congress? Is what I want to know. How do you allow somebody to run?
There's no organization.
She's not from here.
They don't have police. They don't have military. They don't have anything. They just have people running around killing each other and trying to pirate ships.
That's what I want to know.
But she'll come here.
I think no one that is not born in America should be able to run for.
The Constitution says that I am entitled to this.
Yeah.
I can't stand her. Terminated all taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal aliens and kicked 275,000 illegals off of Social Security. They were illegally getting Social Security. 275,000.
That's why people like me can't get proper Social Security. We don't even get enough to live on.
This country was,
bro. If I depended on my Social Security retirement,
I think within a year,
without my wife, honestly, I'd be living in my truck, homeless.
Joe was a disaster.
That's just the truth.
If you had Kamala, he was the replacement. I was up by like 25 points on Joe, and they said, "Hey, let's get somebody else." This never happened. Well, I had so many firsts. You're leading somebody by a lot, and they say, "Oh, let's take him out. Let's put somebody." That's like I said to Dana White the other night. I said, "You know, Dana, it's like you have a fighter, two fighters. One guy is winning by a lot, and they say, "Oh, let's take this guy out. Let's put a new fighter in the ring with him." That's what happened to me. I was doing great with Biden. The whole campaign was against Biden. All the money was spent against Biden, and all of a sudden I got Kamala. Everyone said, "Who the hell is she?" But that didn't work out too well for them. But never happened before. We are about lots of firsts. Designated English as the official language of the United States of America. We did that very powerfully.
Good.
And while we're at it, we also took the Gulf of Mexico, and now it's the Gulf of America. Because we have 92% of the shoreline. It always bothered me. I'd say, you know, we have most of the shoreline. Mexico.
Well, Democrats plan on changing everything if they get back in.
92%.
You better believe when they tell you who they are.
Gulf of Mexico. It should be the Gulf
They've done
of
said
America.
it. They're going to call in Elon Musk,
but I thought that I was
big balls. They're going
killed
to make
I
them
wanted to
testify and tell them what crimes they've committed. Committed no crime.
Sure, I don't think it'll look.
Well, Democrats really like the
I'm
fucking
telling you,
fraud
it's a
in
good
the waste.
And
Don't they?
it'll be
Love.
hotter than ever.
They love
No, but I decided not to do that. I'm joking, you know, when I say
the fraud and shit.
I was
They
not
love
gonna call
being
it the Gulf of
corrupt.
Trump.
They think all that
Trump
is
wanted to call it the Gulf,
criminal.
but he
They
was
think
being
what they got
bugged.
rid of is criminal. They think what Elon Musk and all them got rid of, all those programs, that's criminal to get
Gulf
rid
of
of.
Trump. That does have a good.
You can't
ring,
give
though.
all the American people's
Maybe we
money
could
to
do
other
that.
countries
It's
away.
not too
That's
late.
criminal if you
No, we have
stop
the Gulf
doing
of
that.
America
That's what
now.
they
It's
said.
great. It's-
Believe it when they tell you who they are,
country is
guys.
proud for the attack on
Like they're
Venezuela,
mad.
the
Chuck Schumer and
attack
them
on
are mad because
Iran, nuclear
we stopped giving we
capability,
stopped
wiped it
allowing
out.
our tax funds to go to
I mean,
stuff
the first
that
administration,
it didn't need to be
Soleimani, the
going to.
father of the
They're mad
Rosebud
because
bomb,
they think that our
Al
taxpayer
Baghdadi,
money
the father of ISIS,
should
he
go
was
to these other
rebuilding
countries
ISIS. We
so
wiped
they
them
can
out.
funnel it back to their campaigns.
Done a great
That's what
job.
it's about.
Signed an order that will end
It's exactly
birthright
about that.
citizenship for children of illegal migrants. You know, that case is in court right now. That case was meant for the children of slaves. All you have to do is look at the years. Look at the years where the cases were filed and where the decisions were made. They were right at the end of the Civil War. Trying to say that, you know, in China is making a big business out of that. They come to the country, they have a child, the American citizen, they get all the benefits. It has nothing to do with that. That was for the children of slaves. And I hope the Supreme Court so rules. Designated fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. It is. We lost, I believe, 300,000 people this year. 300,000 people. That's like filling up one of those big football stadiums 5 times. It's not even believable. I mean, you could be in a war and you wouldn't lose that many people. So we designated fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. Conducted numerous successful military strikes against narco-terrorists operating in our hemisphere, including the water strikes. Drugs brought in by ocean. So I told you that we're down by, I mean, close to 100%. It's hard to get somebody to pilot those boats. Very hard. They have to be people that don't watch television, don't read the news. And we just blew up their facility. They had a docking facility where the drugs were stored. And now we have a great relationship with Venezuela. We're getting along fantastically with the leadership in Venezuela. So we wouldn't have to do that. This was done before the attack. But we captured and brought to justice the outlaw dictator of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, who through drugs killed millions of people in our country. Tremendous drug dealer. Also sent millions of people into our country, including Tren de Aragua, the worst gang. They say it's the worst gang in the world. They took over parts of Colorado. They just take the apartment building. They just took it away. Just took it away like we're here. They cut the hand off one man because he called the police. Who called the police? I did. You took my apartment from me. Boom. No hand. This is what they sent us. restoring law and order.
People like that.
DC and
Well, that's what they want for this country.
Forces deployed massive numbers of federal.
They want to run Minnesota
The
and their
National
Somali
Guard to
communities
restore
like that. They want the Sharia law.
Crime
They
down
want
in
the
DC
Muslim
is almost
stuff.
down to nothing.
They want all that,
DC
you
was
know.
very,
They want that kind of justice.
I think
And I don't believe it belongs in America.
I have a lot of people in the media thanked me for that, but some of them found it hard to thank me. But you know,
Well, yeah, they do.
DC
They're
is now-
leftists.
look how
They can't go against their
DC is
corporation.
now- you can walk right from here.
They
to
can't
a
go against
restaurant,
their
right
owners.
through the center of town.
Their
You can be with your
their
child,
masters. The
with your loved
masters.
one, with your lover.
If they go against their masters.
Your lover's not going to be killed anymore, so he can act like a real lover. But you can walk right through the middle of the town, and DC is beautiful again. Too.
Said with your
You notice
lover.
we took all the fences down, almost all. The rest are coming down. We got the graffiti all off. National Guard's been amazing. You know, we didn't tell them to do that. That's not their job description.
Yeah.
But they were picking up garbage.
To take off the graffiti off the walls and
And I don't
stuff
know,
in
to me,
DC.
to me,
Yeah,
it
that wasn't
sounds-
their job.
It looks better.
Their
when
job
you
is to
have
keep it safe. And he said they were picking up trash.
big, strong guys.
They were
and
cleaning
big
up
guys
the
look at 'em and
graffiti.
They say, we're not going to mess around. But what they don't know is that we took over 2,000 people out, permanently out of DC. These were
Yep.
career criminals.
Good.
But I feel much better.
He said you can walk down the street with your lover and be
I went
safe.
in a couple of times and had dinner in DC. I walked right down the middle of the street.
Well, you're the president. They're going to clean the road for you,
couldn't
buddy.
have done that. I
They're
would
going to clear
crazy
out.
to have done that.
Security's going to make sure there ain't no
Secret Service
idiot
wouldn't
out
let
there.
me do it. They weren't thrilled anyway, I will tell you.
Oh, no, they don't like
were
him to go
thrilled.
anywhere.
But
They don't like him to
we
go
did it.
anywhere that's not organized for him to go. Especially,
DC is
you
a
know,
great thing.
they want him to go to Camp David. They want him to go to the military
no
stuff.
crime in
They
DC.
want him to go to Mar-a-Lago where they know that's
Before we
secure
did
and
this
locked down.
move, it was, and we could do the same thing with Chicago. You know, we brought.
They don't
Chicago down
enjoy for him going
25%,
anywhere
even though we just had a
outside
minimal
that
code
bubble.
there. We brought.
Can you blame them though?
Wisconsin down. We brought.
Yeah, I figured.
Minnesota down, way down, even though everything's a fight.
Well, that's good, ain't it? If your lot's full, you're
Because they
making
wanna
money,
keep
right?
Those people that are lying on the floor, they want to keep those people.
I figured you was doing
in
something.
Minnesota, but they really don't. I don't think the real people of Minnesota, it's a very corrupt place, and the elections.
The real people
I
of
feel like I won it
Minnesota is
all
the one
3 times.
you sit in that church.
Nobody's won that
scared.
state
That's
since
the real
Richard
people of
Nixon. It's a
Minnesota.
rigged state.
The ones that don't want
The
those people
Somalians
there.
vote
They
as
don't
one
want to be
group.
involved.
Even if they're
They
not
care about their
citizens, they
state.
vote as one group. And, you know, you
There's a
get
lot of people in
600,000
Minnesota.
votes
Did you know there was
They
a
all
lot
ought
of
to
cops,
Get the hell out of here. They're bad for our country.
Minneapolis police officers that quit
Nationwide achieved the largest
when ICE came in and they
violent
joined
crime on
ICE?
record. So this
Yeah.
just came out nationwide over the last 11 months.
At
achieved
first,
the
it was
largest
like
reduction
23
in violent
cops.
crime on record, including the
23.
largest one-year drop in murders
30 of them
ever
are
recorded.
probably total losses. Wait,
Almost
on the insurance
2,000
company.
lives.
Yeah.
they say.
Do you know
That's
that?
despite the fact
Oh,
that we
okay.
took
Your
in
car lot.
criminals
Yeah.
under
Insurance
the
company.
leadership of the Democrats and Joe Biden.
Do you know that?
More
At the word I
motor
got,
vehicle
I
theft
was trying to look into
is
it
down
more.
by
I haven't found much more on it. I'm going to try to look
100,000
more into it.
vehicles
They were like at
nationwide.
first
That's another-
23 officers quit. 18
nationwide,
of
the
them
motor
joined
vehicle
ICE.
theft was
They
out
quit
of
Minnesota
control.
Police Department.
And now it's very much
18 of them joined. I got word earlier that there were,
down by
it's
more than
moved up to 80 people.
100,000
80 officers has quit and a lot more.
below the record low.
No, he's
We're in
right
the
when he
process
says
of
the Minnesota.
eliminating cashless bail
There's more
policies
Minnesota
across the
people
nation.
care more about,
You got to get rid
you
of
know,
the sanctuary cities.
yeah,
and I hope our people
common
know
sense
that
shit
we're
than
not
the
gonna
dumb
pay
stuff.
Sanctuary cities. We're not going to pay them anymore. They are sanctuary for
I
criminals.
don't blame you. My tax dollars shouldn't be going to these
We're not
people
gonna pay
or these
them. They can
states
sue us and
where they
maybe
get
they'll
to
win.
live on nothing.
But we're not giving money to
On
sanctuary
the government,
cities
on my
anymore.
dime.
As of the beginning of the month, we began the process of eliminating the cashless bail. Well, cashless bail is where it all started. It's a
Yep.
disaster. And then other places.
It is a
I don't know, it
disaster.
started in New York. I remember it starting in New York.
Mm.
So somebody comes in, murders somebody, and they let them out. No bail, no nothing. Basically, cashless bail means,
Whoever's hiding in the shadows watching
get
like a
the hell
Ninja
out.
Turtle, thank you.
and they go outside. We have
I
one
started
guy
that saying, by the way, and
murders
people
somebody,
copy it because
gets
that's
released
me.
and
I
goes
say
out and murders somebody.
stuff.
2 people in one day.
I've got a lot of cool stuff. I say a lot.
No,
And I started that when I said there was always someone in the hiding in the shadows, like a Ninja Turtle, like Ninja Turtles.
Long tested.
And then other people start
Signed an
canning in their
executive
live
order to
streams
bring
and shit.
back
A lot of people
mental
picked up a lot of stuff I
institutions
did
and
because
say
I've done a lot of lives. You know that, Salty. A lot of people would
hate to
do
mill
that.
those suckers, but
they would pick up my quotes and stuff and say it in theirs.
You know, we used to have when I was growing up.
We're gonna clap for him. Okay. Yay.
Creedmoor.
Did you hear that clapping?
It was a big. I said, Mom, why are those bars in the building? I used to play Little League baseball there at a place called Cunningham Park.
Oh, my heart's beating.
I was quite the baseball player. You wouldn't believe it. But I said to my mom, she would be there.
It's good they give us a few more things. If I really wanted to have the money and go full on, I would have paid for the top tier of StreamYard.
Big building.
I guess I probably should or shouldn't. I don't know. I pay for the middle one, I guess, the $50 a month. I don't want to pay the $80 a month. That's a little steep to me. Where's my background? It's all right here. And now they're letting us do AI generated backgrounds. You know, you just type in and tell them what you want, like this. Space. I can do space. I can do the matrix of a city. I can do city matrix of the city. I can do this matrix in a spaceship. I can do the this is the
it wasn't normal. You know,
Fury Road or whatever, or you know, Mad Max Fury Road or whatever it's called. I did that Thunderdome shit. I can do the subscribe. I can do the me with the American flag. It kind of don't blend in right. I can do that one. I can do the podcast setting. That's a good one. I created that with AI. I've created all these with AI.
Again on the world stage. That's another topic. Obliterated.
Do the aftermath.
Nuclear enrichment capability. And
warning: this video contains blah blah blah. You know, we can do the blue. I like the blue background sometimes. It's bright. It shows sometimes better than the black.
Nobody wants to raise their hand anymore. They used to argue. Now, if you're with CNN, you don't.
You like the blue background or the black? The blue kind of makes stuff stand out more, don't it? Does the blue stand out more?
I was angry because these pilots took their life in their hands. 2 o'clock in the morning with no moon, dead.
Same officials what?
Okay,
that are asking for.
They went in with those beautiful B-2s and
help are the same. Yeah.
Bomb went down in
I want to the police defense. Yeah. They want the money, but they want to, you know, all the other craziness.
By a scam writer who wrote, you know, fake stories. A lot of fake stories on other topics, right?
Blue stands out more. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I did it myself. I went in there. You can go in there, and it's got those pre-made backgrounds. But you can go in there and mess with those pre-made backgrounds, and you can change the colors. You can mix up the colors to what color you like. That's what I did with this one and the black one I just had on. I went in and moved the color patterns around until it made it bright blue like this. I didn't want red. A lot of people do the red. I like blue for some blue and black. I like the darker colors.
If they do anything, they're gonna have to start a brand new place. But they did an amazing.
That's why I do black and white on the bottom scrolling.
What we did with.
I just don't want the. I could do the bright reds or blues. I could, but I don't know how it'd look yet.
Unendable wars.
I like for people to be able to read the words.
Cambodia and Thailand fighting for years. Kosovo and Serbia.
I just ordered me a new background too.
Pakistan
to go on my
India,
instead of the brick color brick wall I got background. I just ordered a new one that's gonna look good. I think. Hopefully, it's like looking out a window in a high-rise building and looking out in the city. I think it'll be cool.
They're both nuclear countries. Israel and
on my wall, my background, not this virtual background, but the other, my real background is fixing to be on my wall. Look like I'm looking out the city. Into the city out of like a condo, high-rise condo.
Flow from a little river called the Nile. I always think of the Nile being in Egypt.
I like the American flag. I like to represent the American flag. I don't wear it as clothing, but I do like it. I don't think it belongs on clothing. I mean, it's a big issue that I love the American flag, but I like it behind me or something like that or hanging up. I don't like to wear it.
We have done that. We financed it. This country.
I like the colors.
The Republican president, but I don't think
I love the
what a terrible
I mean, it's what we stand for,
so
right?
Basically, is they don't have enough water in the Nile, and they use that.
I don't know. I'm really big on. I just don't know about wearing it, or you know, I don't. believe the
entertainment
American
and
flag
travel and
belongs
tourism
on
and
clothing
everything.
like
I
that.
don't
Not
know.
really. I don't
Got a
believe.
big damn. I got to work
I
that
think
one out now too.
I think it's kind of course, it's
Armenia
controversial,
and
but
Azerbaijan. President Putin told me, I cannot believe you settled that war. I've been trying to settle that war for 10 years. Armenia and Azerbaijan. They were fighting it for many, many years. And I ended up getting the heads of both countries in my office. Beautiful Oval Office, much more beautiful now than it ever was. And one sat on one side, one sat on the other. He said, you know, I've been the head of Azerbaijan for 22 years, and for 22 years, I've been killing his people. And the other gentleman, and both very good guys, said, I've been here for 7 years, and for 7 years, I've been killing his people.
this is where the media criticizes him because he says both good people, and the media portrays it like, oh, he loves these bad people, you know.
Gotten the Nobel Prize for each war, but I don't say
They're
that.
just leaders of their country, and they're doing what they think that's best for their country. They're fighting and killing. I get it. It's not a good thing. No one should be doing that.
It's in Norway.
Excuse me. But every left side media takes Trump as, oh, he says these are good people. These are good people.
Got all. That's why I have such.
Maybe they are. Maybe they just they have to, you know, run their country the way it's been run for centuries. Who knows?
Oh, that's amazing. I thought President Trump would get it.
You know,
President
I mean,
Trump deserves it.
I don't
He
think we
ended
would
up in
know
wars.
until we were put in that leader
How
position.
nice, right? Good woman.
I mean, I'm a leader
Got
in my
all
household,
20 living
but
hostages
it's not the
returned to
same
their
of
families
running a
and the
country.
remains, they all came out. We got the 20 living hostages. We got the 28 hostages. They have one left that we think we know where it is. Amazing. Looked like we weren't going to get anywhere near that. Now they've gotten almost. And more importantly, we got many more, hundreds.
Focus on America, buddy.
We didn't.
I know
we
you
didn't
like
do
to
it.
focus on a lot of stuff at once, but
Most of those people would have been dead.
I think the biggest
I don't
issue
know
is
if that's
people with
covered
America.
properly, but you know, the 20 is great. They were the last ones. I always said the last 20 are going to be hard, but we got them. We got the last 20, and we got close to 28 of the bodies of the dead. And to those parents, that was just as important as getting this.
Oh, I bet it would be to me too.
Almost even more intent on
It
getting.
would be. It would be very important to me too, to get my family
We
member
just
back.
created the Board of Peace, which I think is
There it is, the Board of Peace.
going to be
Yeah,
amazing.
with
I
leaders,
wish the United Nations could do more. I wish we didn't.
World
need the Board of
leaders.
Peace, but the United Nations, and you know,
The
with
Board
all
of
wars they
Peace.
settled, the United Nations never helped me on one war. I mean,
They're
I
not
guess
going
I don't
to.
blame them. I didn't call them to help, but I got, you know, the presidents and prime ministers together.
Yeah.
We knocked heads. We got along. And they liked
Yeah,
me.
you'd
I
think
liked them.
somebody'd
Every
pick up
single
the
one of
phone
them
and say, "Hey,
nominated me for a
why
Nobel
don't? This
Prize.
is what
Every
we
one of
do,
the
right?
wars,
This is what NATO does.
among many other people.
This is what world leaders do. They help.
Nominated
That's
me
allies.
for
We
a
help
Nobel
each other.
Prize. But Putin told me, I cannot believe you got this war settled. I've worked on it for 10 years.
See, the media is going to criticize him for saying this because they
Rescued
think
80
he's
of
in
the
love with
American
Putin anyways,
hostages
you
and
know.
citizens
This is where the
detained
media
from
criticizes
abroad
him.
without
See
paying
how much he's praising Putin? See how much he's
money.
praising
Paid
Putin?
no money.
This is where they get him at.
Apprehended terrorists
Which I know he don't
responsible
give a
for the
shit, but still.
Abbey bombing that
This is
claimed
where they
the
get him.
lives of
This
13
is
US
exactly
service
where they get him
members
at.
in Afghanistan, the lowest point in the history of our country. That was a Biden disaster. I was getting out, but I was getting out with dignity. And
This is
strength.
where they hit him at
We were
right
the
here.
boss, so we were
This
the
is where the
boss.
left
They
side
were
media
big
get him.
against us, and this very stupid person got in, and what a shame.
Oh, if you want to check out a good hat company, I've teamed up with the
from
Heartbeat
Bagram,
brand, by the
the
way.
big
Go check out the
military base,
Heartbeat
which is
brand.
hundreds of acres around.
Use my code,
From Bagram.
capitalize Brandon.
Terminated visas of Hamas.
Let's see, I think it's
pro-jihad foreign nationals. Got NATO members to agree to raise defense spending to 5% of GDP from 2%, and they pay the 5%, and they didn't pay the 2%. And by the way, I did more for NATO than any other person alive or dead. Nobody's done for NATO. And I think for the most part, they'll tell you that. I think you could ask the Secretary General about that, but he said it a lot. I've done more for NATO than anybody, and I see all this stuff, but NATO has to treat us fairly too. The big fear I have with NATO is we spend tremendous amounts of money with NATO, and I know we'll come to their rescue, but I just really do question whether or not they'll come to ours. You know, I'm just asking. Just saying, right?
Yeah.
During the
It's just now
just
got to 30
saying.
degrees here.
Signed $1 trillion investment in U.S. military.
Goodness.
And next year, we hopefully will go to 1.5 trillion. We're building battleships that are 100 times more powerful than the battleships of World War II.
The DOJ probes the Minnesota church protest.
I said, what
See
about
what they're
bringing
going
them
to
out
do
of
about it,
Iraq?
hopefully.
They said, sir, what
Tensions
they're
over
doing, blow
Greenland?
them
Yeah.
away.
I thought he was
proving
going to, he's
these
still
ships
speaking, so.
are 100 times more powerful than the battleships that you see on Victory at Sea. Do you ever see Victory at Sea? What a great thing that is to watch. Renamed the Department of Defense into the Department of War, which everyone loves, by the way. Signed landmark critical minerals deals with Australia, Malaysia,
I'll be right back.
Thailand, Ukraine, Japan, and many others. We're going to have so much rare earth. It's actually not that rare. Getting it processed is rare, but there's a lot of rare earth. There's a lot of earth around, I can tell you. Withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization, where we were paying hundreds of millions of dollars a year. So we were paying $500 million a year, and China was paying $37 million a year. I said, why aren't we paying the same as China? They said, well, nobody asked. I said, China's got 1.4 billion people. We have 350 million, probably with all the illegals. You know, China probably knows more accurately, but we have much smaller in terms of the number of people. We have a much more powerful military, but we have much smaller. I rebuilt the military during my first term, by the way. And while they gave away a lot to Afghanistan, the Taliban, which was just horrible seeing them every year, seeing them do that military down some dirty street is a disgrace. But while Biden gave a lot of it away, it's a tiny fraction compared to what we did. I rebuilt the military, and now we're continuing to build it. And bigger and better, we need it, peace through strength. But we withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. So I remember we were paying 500 million. They were paying 37 or 39 million. And I said, how come? So I withdrew, and they called, we'll give you the same deal that they had. I said, well, it should be less than that, because if they're at 37 and you have 3 times, 4 times the number of people, even maybe 5 times, I don't know. So it should be less, but I didn't want to chisel around. And I thought about it. So I could have taken 500 million to 37, and everybody knew it. I chose not to do it because it was actually very popular when I got out, because they were terrible. And so I chose not to take that deal. First thing Biden did is go back into it. You know what he paid? More than 500 million. So I actually called them. I said, you know, you can buy it for less. You can make a deal at 37. There's no reason to pay 500. They didn't care. They paid more than 500. Did you know that? They paid more than 500 million. I made a deal at 37. I could have had 37. They were public about it. We'll give you the same deal that China has for 37. And they paid 500. They paid $500 million. That's the way you ruin a country. And it's the same attitude that, you know, you have on everything else with these people.
Sorry.
The anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
Is there a waiting list for ICE? How does on get that influencer to go
which was a ripoff of America, where we had to pay $1 trillion and they were paying nothing. China didn't kick in until
let's see. What'd you say? Is there a
Russia
waiting list? Oh, maybe. I know they vet you pretty good. I know there's a big list where people are signing up. I don't know.
So I terminated that.
How does
we ended the woke lunacy and restored common sense?
Influencer to go to Dearborn? I don't know.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
You talking about Jake Lang, the one that went to Dearborn and raised hell?
Everybody, they're gone.
That's what I'd like to know.
Terminated the Green New
Scam. Who pays him?
And ended the insane.
I mean, honestly, that guy's
mandate. I love electric vehicles.
It
caused me a little problem.
He's not doing. He's trying to do that. I think he does a lot of it for political reasons. You know. I don't agree with his rhetoric and all that shit he says and all that. I believe he does it for other reasons. Just like he went to Minnesota and raced down and got his ass whooped.
In particular, I like his car.
I mean,
you can't do that because some people don't want an electric car by 2030. And to build the power stations.
Trump, you're going to be here till midnight if you keep on about the same shit over and over.
Country has. If you got China, the United States, and everyone,
we all know this.
And it would have taken years.
Those people in that room are probably like, fucking come on, man. Let us ask questions or something. I guarantee you they are.
Don't like electric cars.
They're dying to ask questions.
Some people want regular gasoline-powered cars. We have more gasoline than anybody. And now
you said this for a year. We all know that.
62% of the market.
We knew it when you campaigned. So, we like gas powered, buddy. Yes, a lot of people enjoy gas better. I do. I like electric car. I've rode in a couple. They're pretty neat, but I don't know if I would own one in the cold weather.
Electric vehicle.
I know a lot of them go down in the cold.
If you want electric, you can buy it. Make a good deal on them right now.
I know a lot of them don't charge proper.
Permanently stopped. Joe Biden's ridiculous cafe standards. That's having to do with the environment. So ridiculous. Cancel the EPA's absurd.
Yeah, I'm glad he did that.
Tailpipe emission standard.
Yeah, that shit retarded. That's what hurts our motorcycle stuff. The exhaust standard and shit that Joe Biden and them implemented. That's what hurt a lot of states with the motorcycle exhaust too.
Consumer has to pay. Impose 25% tariff on all foreign automobiles.
But do you know that pollution barely even does anything compared to
come into the country because of tariffs? Only because of tariffs. We didn't have tariffs
compared to other shit.
We have.
I mean, they got factories pumping out freaking pollution like crazy, and they're worried about our little car, our motorcycle.
Tariffs away.
Come on,
China will eat our lunch.
Yeah,
they'll take all of our business.
Yep,
now
they would.
There's another way of doing it, but it's more cumbersome, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to scare you, but it's much more cumbersome. Not as good for national security as this. We have a perfect system right now. We're making a fortune. We've never been stronger.
America's making a fortune, but we're 39 trillion in debt.
Country, because if they don't,
most Americans can't afford a home, can't afford a car,
we're doing so
can't even afford a used car.
And the people that are heading up the lawsuit, like there's a guy named Leonard Leo, who's bad guy. And bad guy. That are very China-oriented and foreign car-oriented.
Bad guy.
And
bad
foreign
guy.
Business-oriented, but in particular China. They're suing.
But the leader of another country that's, wiping out tons of people is a good guy.
Coke has businesses outside of the United States. If you have them outside, you don't want tariffs. But because of tariffs, they treat us well. Without tariffs, they would treat us very badly, as you saw.
Exactly. They don't like us. No other country really likes us. They like the freedom that we have. They would love to be here, but they don't like us. They have to respect us, and that's. I rather someone respect me than like me.
The automobile industry and destroying
automobiles. I prefer somebody to respect me than like me. I can tell you that.
And I was with Bill Ford of Ford Motors. I was with all the people at General Motors the other day, and
if they respect you,
more money and building more cars,
they'll be better to you.
They are doing so.
They treat you better.
All because of tariffs and what I've done, and they're building their plants all in the United States. Reopened Anwar for drilling. That's a big deal. Launched a massive Alaskan pipeline project to export natural gas to Asia. Made a deal with South Korea and with Japan that gives us money, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before. Signed executive orders to end Biden's war on coal and I say clean, beautiful coal. I never say the word coal. It has to be preceded by the words clean, beautiful coal. And put miners back to work. The miners love Trump. I think I got 100% of their vote. We banned transgender.
They don't like the job.
We don't want transgender.
They don't have a choice. That's the only job they got. Some of them coal towns.
From our military with full back pay.
It's the only jobs they got.
People that were terminated.
It's so bad on people's health and lungs.
Fired the
they don't love those jobs.
At our military service.
They just don't have any other choice.
The visitors were run by radical left. Maybe communists, maybe not, but they were still heavily radical left, and it was bad for us. Signed an executive order to remove anti-American propaganda from federal museums and national parks. Required the federal employees to return to work in person or be fired.
Exactly.
We don't want them sitting in their home on their bed working. We want them in an office that we're paying for in Washington, D.C. or wherever it may be. And we've largely taken care of that mess. That was crazy. I guarantee you they're out on the ball fields. I guarantee you they're out playing golf. And you can't run a country or a company that way. I think it's happening even so with countries and companies. But we had so many of our federal workers, they wouldn't come into work. Signed an order banning all government censorship and restoring free speech. Made it the official policy of the United States government that
not on YouTube.
Two genders. This was not a tough one. Two genders. Can anybody guess what they are? Male and female.
Yeah.
I think the Democrats know that too, but they refuse to admit it. Ban the use of puberty blockers, hormone injections, and other chemical and surgical mutilation of children. Can you imagine saying this 15 years ago? That we banned the use.
I can't imagine saying it now. I think it's ridiculous.
Hormone injections and other chemical.
I guess I ought to keep my mouth shut.
Mutilation of our children. You know, when I say it, I say, do I have to say that? I actually asked my people today. Yes, sir, because people, that's where the country went. Banned men from playing in women's sports. Big Supreme Court case on that. I mean, I can't believe it. Some of the justices.
I can't believe it's even an issue in any court, more or less the Supreme Court. That's just, I never thought this country would get to that point.
I think anybody that rules that way should lose a lot of credibility.
Yeah.
We banned men from playing in women's.
Should not be.
All you have to do is look at the records. Look at weightlifting records. Look at swimming records. Look at track and field. It's not fair. It's very demeaning to women.
It is. It's common. And I, as a father of daughters, I think it's completely disrespect, especially my daughters that's played sports.
Secured.
I think it's completely disrespect to the females.
Brown University,
Columbia
children, University, and many other colleges.
And I have a right to say that because I have daughters that play sports, that played sports.
To restore fairness and merit, we're working with Harvard right now. They've been very anti-Semitic. What they've done, and we'll see what happens. I hear we have a deal, but who the hell knows with them? They have a lawyer that wants to show how hot he is. Ended taxpayer-funded student loan forgiveness for radical left and anti-American activists. Can you believe it? Began the process of abolishing the Federal Department of Education and returning education back to the states. And Linda McMahon is doing a fantastic job.
Good.
Ended Joe Biden's weaponization of our government and removed his hand-picked radical left Marxist prosecutors.
Good.
From the Department of Justice, like deranged Jack Sixsmith. He's a sick son of a bitch.
Jack Sixsmith.
They gave me the worst of the worst. And here I am.
Yep.
How did that happen? How did that happen? He's a sick guy. And Letitia James is sick. And Alvin Bragg is sick. They're sick people.
Oh.
And others. Fanny. You can't call her Fanny. She doesn't like it. She wants to be called Fawny.
It's hard not to laugh, man.
Putting somebody through that.
And it's hard not to laugh at his words.
Somebody may be guilty of a.
He just doesn't care, does he?
Oh, he's weaponizing.
Why would you care?
Trump is.
Why would you give a shit if you're the president of the United States? Why would you care what you say? Honestly. Everyone's like, well, it's a moral thing and a code thing. No, it ain't. Speak your mind, Mr. Trump.
Nobody ever went through what I went through.
Speak your mind,
Here I
Mr.
am
Trump.
in a place called the White House. It's
exactly.
A place. Who would have thought, right?
Because
Signed
people, it showed America that more American people care more about common sense and just
NPR
straight out
PBS,
blunt, be honest with us,
I guess. I heard
than the bullshit.
They were so unfair.
That's why.
Terrible. Officially
showed
reinstated Columbus Day. I like the name Columbus
when they put
Day.
you back in the White House. It showed that more American people cared more about the common sense issues and stuff
Columbus Day. That was an easy one.
Than the other
Christopher
issues.
Columbus cut Social Security wait times by 50%, served 65% more Social Security recipients by phone, and are on track to doubling the service and performance compared to the Biden administration. We're 2.5 to 3 times better and faster. Slash VA claims backlog to the lowest number ever recorded. Created Trump accounts starting with $1,000 for every newborn baby. This is something that's become so popular. And I give Mr. and Mrs. Michael Dell Computer, who put in $6,250,000,000, started with nothing, and he actually invested all that money to give to kids, so that when they grow up, they have an account that might be worth a lot of money. It'll be riding with the markets, and they can, at 20 years old, 21 years old, they could have $100,000. They could have a lot of money. That's going to be amazing. But I give a lot of credit to Mr. and Mrs. Michael Dell. Signed an AI executive order to ensure the United States dominates the future of artificial intelligence. So we're leading China. We're leading the whole world. We're producing more electricity than we ever have because I'm allowing every one of those plants to build their own electric facility. We're giving them very, very fast approvals, unlike Los Angeles with the fire. So the federal government, I want to give a lot of credit to Lee Zeldin. The hardest approval for the 20,000 houses or more that burned down in Los Angeles because they didn't have the water. They didn't allow the water to come down from the Pacific Northwest. They routed the water into the Pacific Ocean. So we had no water there. No, he had. I would say open up the water. Open it up to the governor, to the mayor. They didn't want to do it. They wanted to protect the tiny little fish that's, I said, how can you have a fish when you don't have any water? It was just an excuse, I guess, but it's amazing. We took 20,000 houses, and Lee Zeldin, the toughest permit is from the federal government. Within 2 weeks, every single permit was given to the people to build their houses. Then you have the incompetent mayor of Los Angeles. He's Noto, who decided to go to Africa during the fire. So you have this incompetent mayor, and I had it out with her the night I got right after the fire. I went there. She said, we're working on it so that we can have everybody starting to build within 2 or 3 years. Remember that? I said, you mean 2 or 3 days? No, I mean 2 or 3 years. And the place went crazy. Well, they still haven't gotten their permits. But every federal permit, every single one has been given a year ago. And Lee Zeldin has done a great job. But he's done a great job in the approval of all these big plants and factories and all of the electricity that they're creating for themselves. I said to Zuckerberg, I said to all of them, I said to Jeff Bezos, I said to everybody. Mark Zuckerberg couldn't believe it. He said, where are we going to get all the electricity? Because you need double the electricity that the country currently makes just to fire up those big plants. I said, well, nobody can do that. So what we're going to do is let you make your own electricity. Nobody believed it. And I said, we're going to get you fast permits. So we get them within 2 weeks. And they're coming up with some of the most incredible electric plants you've ever seen. So each one of those massive buildings, AI or otherwise, is building their own electricity. They're building their own plant. And it's incredible. Many of them are under construction already. We're leading AI and we're leading China by a lot. Established a MAHA presidential commission, banned many artificial food dyes, as you know, issued new vaccine recommendations, and created new real food pyramid. And Bobby and Dr. Oz have been incredible. Provided $12 billion in aid for American farmers. Just gave them $12 billion in aid because they got screwed by other nations. And the number of drug dealers have fallen every single month since I took office. Drug dealers are way down in the United States. And that's a small version of what's sitting right there. That's just a small version. We took a country that was dead, and it's the hottest country in the world right now. And that's after 1 year. So let's go.
Here we go. He said, let's go.
That's a lot of people.
Listen to that shit. Oh, my Lord. Listen to him.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Thank you so much.
Two questions for you. One, do you want your Board of Peace to replace the UN?
Well, it might. I mean, the UN just hasn't been very helpful. I'm a big fan of the UN potential, but it has never lived up to its potential. The UN should have
never has
settled every one of the wars that I settled. I never went to them. I never even thought to go to them. They should be able to settle those wars. They don't. I believe you got to let the UN continue because the potential is so great.
And I wonder you invited Lula from Brazil to be part of the Board of Peace.
I did.
What role do you
I did.
expect him to play, especially
A big role. I like him.
Venezuela?
Yeah,
and another one, because
Are you from Brazil?
Yes. The EU and Mercosur just signed a trade agreement this weekend, which is going to be the biggest trade zone, free zone in the world. Right. At the moment, we talk a lot about tariffs. What is your reaction to that? So, two questions, Lula.
Well, I just think this. I think we have trade like we've never had before. We're doing better in trade than we ever have before. We're not being ripped off by every country in the world like we were before. We're doing.
What is that?
We're doing numbers that nobody's ever thought.
What is that?
We're the richest we ever were. It's because of tariffs and the proper use of tariffs. And we're also.
If we're the richest, why are we 39 trillion in debt or 38, whatever?
About it. So we'll see what happens. I think it's going to work out quite well. Yeah, right behind.
Mr. President, how would you characterize your relationship with Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer right now? And have you spoken to them since your Truth Social post?
No, I haven't, but I think I get along very well with them. I mean, they always treat me well. They get a little bit rough when they're, when I'm not around, but when I'm around, they treat me very nicely. And, I like both of them. They're both liberal. They've got to straighten out their countries. You can't, London is having a lot of problems. And if you look at Paris, got a lot of problems. They have two problems, immigration and energy. They got to stop with the windmills and they got to go back like UK has an unbelievable asset called the North Sea. Norway uses it, makes a fortune. They have a better section of it and they don't do it. They could straighten out their countries and it would be good. But I get along very well with them.
You told Norway's prime minister.
Are you from Norway?
Yeah.
You look like you would be from Norway. But she looks like she's from Norway. Go ahead.
You told Norway's prime minister that you not winning the Nobel Peace Prize made you feel less obligated to think purely of peace.
Well, I lost a lot of respect for Norway. And I believe very strongly that Norway controls the Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, I settled 8 wars. I've had every one of those wars, every participant wrote, I didn't ask him to do it. They sent in strong they make recommendations for that. But I settled 8 wars. No president's probably ever settled 1 war. I don't know. Think of it. I did 8. The reason I do it is because it's easy for me to do. And I didn't do it for a Nobel Prize. I did it because I'm saving a lot of lives. I'm trying to settle the final one. I'm trying to do Russia, Ukraine. And when Russia's ready, Ukraine's not. When Ukraine's ready, Russia's not. But they're losing 25,000 people a month on average.
Are they
I'm trying
still?
to get that one done. But no, I feel that Norway has tremendous control over who gets the Nobel Prize, despite what they say.
How far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland?
You'll find out.
You'll find out, buddy.
Mr. President, Kevin Hassett has said that those $2,000 tariff rebate checks would be up to Congress to decide whether or not to disperse that. Do you agree with Kevin Hassett on that, or do you think you can do that unilaterally?
No, I don't think we would have to go the Congress out, but we'll find out. The reason we're even talking about it is that we have so much money coming in from tariffs that we'll be able to issue at least a $2,000 dividend and also pay down debt for the country. But we'd do a $2,000 dividend to the people of our country. Would probably set a limit of income limit where it made sense. But we will be able to make a very substantial dividend to the people of our country. I believe we can do that without Congress.
Last night on Truth Social, you said that the British plan to hand the base of Diego Garcia over to Mauritius and then rent it back was an act of great stupidity. Previously, you backtracked. Is it now your position that the deal should not go ahead?
I think that they, when they originally were going to do it, they were talking about doing some concept of ownership. But now they're looking to essentially just do a lease and sell it. And I'm against that. It's a reasonably nothing like Greenland, but it's a reasonably area of the globe. Not to anywhere near Greenland, but I think they should keep it. I don't know why they're doing it. Do they need money?
Mr. President, with your support to the Syrian government, most probably you avoided another civil war
and a bloodshed in Syria, especially after the fall
I
of the
did a good
regime.
job. I did a good job.
The Syrian government the last 2 weeks had to use some force to implement its force on specific areas. And
Well,
with
to keep the prisoners, the terrorist prisoners, which are some of the worst in the world, at bay. So they were able to keep that. He's working very hard. The president of Syria is working very, very hard. Strong guy, tough guy, pretty rough resume. But you're not going to put a choir boy in there and get the job done. I spoke with him yesterday because we were talking about the prisons and what was going on. We have some of the worst terrorists in the world in those prisons, and he's watching them.
Serious.
Mr.
Go ahead.
President, Gavin Newsom is going to be at Davos if he's not already there. You're probably going to run into him. I presume that this is for him to raise his platform for 2028. But what do you anticipate his foreign policy platform is going to be?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that he's going to be the nominee. I know this. I had a very good relationship with Gavin Newsom when we were, in office together. I was president. He was the governor of California. We had he would talk about it often. And somewhere we just went astray. I just hate the way California is being run. We actually have people leaving. It's never happened before, but I hate the way it's being run. He and I had a very good relationship, really close to the word exceptional, but now we seem not to.
Thank you, President Trump. President Trump, you spoke earlier.
Mr. President. You've been hearing from allies.
Thank you. Thank you so much, President Trump. Cara Castanova from Lindell TV. And you spoke earlier about the 2020 election. Now that Maduro is in U.S. custody and he was criminally charged, has any more information emerged that you could share with us regarding Venezuelan election software and Venezuelan ties to tampering with the 2020 election? And would you consider speaking to Maduro personally in prison in New York to get some answers on Venezuela's involvement with the 2020 election?
No, I don't think I would be doing that. I think my lawyers would be very unhappy if I did that. Yeah, they've learned some things. Please.
What happens to the tariff threat to Greenland if the Supreme Court comes out and rules against you on the tariffs? And
Well, I'll have to use something else. I mean, look,
use force?
take a look at the word license, take a look at other things. I mean, we have other alternatives. But what we're doing now is the best, the strongest, the fastest, the easiest, the least complicated.
Sir, if you move ahead with the Greenland-related tariffs on Europe, you secured almost $1 trillion of commitments from them to invest in the United States. Does that go kaput out the window if that happens?
I doubt it. Look, they need that agreement very badly with us. They really do. They fought very hard to get it. So I doubt that, but we'll see what happens. We have a lot of meetings scheduled on Greenland. I'm leaving tonight, as you know, Davos, and we have a lot of meetings scheduled. And I think things are going to work out pretty well, actually.
Thank you, Mr. President. Will you still go to Paris for the G7 emergency meeting as offered by President Macron?
No, I wouldn't do that. Because Emmanuel's not going to be there very long, and there's no longevity there. He's a friend of mine. He's a nice guy. I like Macron, but he's not going to be there very much longer, as you know. And I think I have meetings with the people that are directly involved, not some of the people you're talking about.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
I've never seen this room like this. Is this a celebration of the first year? Have you ever seen it? I've never seen this many. I hope we have a very good structural floor. This used to be a swimming pool. You're sitting over a swimming pool. I could see that happen.
Yeah.
But we need a good structure here, don't we? Huh? Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Happy 1 year anniversary.
Thank you.
And my question is Syria. The Kurds, as the most loyal U.S. partners, facing attacks by some Syrian elements within the Syrian government. Will you do to ensure the Kurdish rights protected and their effective forces against terrorism in Rojava, Syria continue, as the Kurdish see you as a president does not abandon his allies?
Well, I like the Kurds, but just so you understand, the Kurds were paid tremendous amounts of money. We're given oil and other things. So They were doing it for themselves more so than they were doing it for us. But we got along with the Kurds, and we are trying to protect the Kurds. That's correct.
Ahead of your speech in Davos, can you give us a preview of what we can expect as far as laying out the plans for Americans to be able to buy homes?
I think more than anything else, what I'm going to be speaking about is the tremendous success that we've had in 1 year. I didn't think we could do it this fast. Think of it, it's just now 12 months. And, I say it often, we have the most successful country in the world. We have the hottest country anywhere in the world by far. And this country would have been absolutely stone cold dead. And I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be, because, a lot of them could use some of the advice as to what we did. They need energy. You take a look at their energy policy, they're going to destroy themselves with what they're doing with the windmills and all the nonsense. They need energy help badly, or they're going to be in big trouble, and they need immigration help badly. How much longer do you want to go? I do. I have a very important call with President Erdogan, who I like a lot. All right, one or two more questions. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. During
Go
your
ahead,
second,
please. Go ahead.
One
Thank you,
question
Mr.
about
President.
Red.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President.
The red blouse. Go ahead.
You talked a lot at the beginning of this about the economy, some positive economic indicators. Polling shows the majority of Americans don't feel the economy is doing well. Are you worried you're making the same mistake as President Biden?
No, I hope I don't make the same mistake as him. Look, I inherited a terrible, it's a great question, because we inherited a terrible, terrible mess between the border, between all the problems. The whole country was falling apart. And in 12 months, less than 12 months, in 12 months, we have the strongest border we've ever had. We have prices that are much, much lower than they were for the last. We inherited very high prices. We inherited, remember this, inflation was at a historic high. We had never had inflation like that. They say 48 years, but whether it's 48 years or ever, we had the highest inflation, in my opinion, that we've ever had. Prices, because of that, were very high. I inherited, we brought down eggs immediately. Remember the first news conference, they were screaming at me about eggs. I was in the position for 2 days, and we brought eggs down to lower than what they were before. And by the way, they continue that way. We brought the prices down from when I came into office and from what Biden had.
But not everybody's going to eat
down.
just
We're going to
eggs.
bring them down further. But the job we did is a miracle. One of the reasons I'm doing this today is to explain. We inherited a mess, and we've made it a beautiful, beautiful picture. Think of gasoline at $1.99 in many states. $1.99 a gallon. It was $4.50, $5. In some cases, $6 or $7. We're at $1.99. And energy is so big that with energy, everything else comes down.
Well, you got to get the
Prices
energy
are coming
down.
way down. And we're going to bring them down further. But we started up here with these guys. We inherited a country that was broken.
Excuse me.
We inherited a country, and I have a very warm spot. We've done very well with Venezuela. And by the way, that even in itself is going to help us bring down the oil prices. The Venezuelan oil, we've taken 50 million gallons of oil. We've taken 50 million barrels of oil out of Venezuela in the first 4 days. We've got millions of barrels of oil left. We're selling it on the open market. We're bringing down oil prices incredibly. And when they come down, and they've already come down, again, $1.99 a gallon for oil. Nobody thought they'd ever see it. All right, one or two more. Go ahead, go. Yes.
I want to ask you about Iran. Is the military option still on the table? And can you assure us that the killing in Iran has stopped? And when regard to the Peace Council, which members have to pay $1 billion?
So with Iran, are you from Iran?
No, I cover the White House.
Where are you from?
I'm Palestinian American.
So with Iran, they were going to hang 837 people. And I let them be known that, and we let them know that if that happens, that will be a very bad day for them. and they decided not to do it. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future, but supposedly they've taken that off the table. But they were going to, last week, they were going to hang on Thursday or Wednesday. They were going to hang, I think, 837 people, and they didn't hang anybody. So we're just going to have to see what happens with Iran. Is the military option off the table? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Trump.
Thank you, President
Go ahead,
Trump.
please.
Thank you, Mr.
Congratulations on your
President.
first year.
Go ahead. I'll take your question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Go
Mr.
ahead,
President.
right here.
Thank you, Mr. President. You promised during your second inaugural to always put America first. I'm curious, how would you winning the Nobel Peace Prize improve the lives of average, everyday Americans? Why is this prize so important?
It wouldn't improve the lives of any. What improved the lives of people are people that are living. I saved probably tens of millions of lives in the wars. You know, if you add up the numbers, just if you look at any one of those wars, you're talking about millions of people. You multiply it times 8. But when you look at India and Pakistan, that could have been 10, 15, 20 million people. Could have been more than that. So I saved millions of people. So that to me is the big thing. What?
You suggested a moment ago that perhaps the reason why a positive story about the economy isn't getting through is because of bad communications people. But are average Americans wrong to still feel high prices? And how much longer does the White House hope that they?
So I think a lot of people are listening to the fake news a little bit, and I'm not blaming anybody. I think I blame ourselves. I think we've done a much better job than we're able to promote. We're not promoting. We're doing a great job, and we're sort of letting the promotion take care of itself. One of the reasons I'm doing this news conference, I think it's important. We have taken a mess and made it really good. It's going to get even better. But if you look at prices from a year or a year and a half ago, you look at the Biden prices, they were way up through the sky. And they use the word.
If this is the first year, all this stuff, wait until this next year, and then the next one. He's got 3 more years, hopefully.
We are solving.
Let's see what he can do.
A lot of it. Again,
if he's brought gas down, inflation down, imagine what another year is going to happen. Hopefully, everything drops.
Everything else comes down, but they've come down.
Got to wait and see. But
many of the groceries have come way down. It's all happening, and it's happening strong. But if you go back a year and a half, 2 years, take a look at those prices and look at the prices now.
Mr. President of Venezuela, you made a condition.
Where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Nice place.
Thank you. You made a condition that the political prisoners should be freed. It seems that they are not being as fast as they promised in the beginning. Would that be an issue for the current government?
They've agreed that they're going to let, I guess, most of them out. Or depends on what they did, but they have released a lot of. Released a lot of political prisoners in Venezuela.
Mr. President, earlier on last year, you had indicated that you wanted to take back the Panama Canal. I know we've heard a lot about Greenland. Is that still on the table?
I don't want to tell you that. Sort of. I must say, sort of. That's sort of. Okay, one more. Yes, blonde, blue. Yes, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead with the blue, holding the computer.
If a consequence of your determination to take control of Greenland is the ultimate breakup of the NATO alliance, is that a price you're willing to pay?
You mean the breakup of? It's very
the
interesting.
NATO alliance.
So I think something's going to happen that's going to be very good for everybody. Nobody's done more for NATO than I have, as I said before, in every way. Getting them to go up to 5% of GDP was something that nobody thought was possible, and pay. At 2%, they weren't paying. At 5%, they are paying. And they're buying a lot of things from us, and they're giving them, I guess, to Ukraine. That's up to them, but they're giving them to whoever they're giving them to, but they're buying a lot. I think that we will work something out where NATO is going to be very happy and where we're going to be very happy. But we need it for security purposes. We need it for national security and even world security. It's very important. How about it?
Thank you very much. First of all, last year you told me that you believe that the reason you won the election is because God put you in this place so that you could save the world. Looking back 1 year, do you feel like God is proud of the effort that you've put
I
in?
do, actually. I think God is very proud of the job I've done. And that includes for religion. You know, we're protecting a lot of people that are being killed. Christians, Jewish people, and lots of people are being protected by me that wouldn't be protected by another type.
I had to throw that in there.
No, I think a lot of people are very proud of the job we've done. We've had an amazing year. This has been one of the greatest years. Even some people that wouldn't necessarily love me instinctively, they're saying this was an incredible year. We've had an incredible year economically. Look at our border. Our border was a disaster. People poured. It was an invasion.
I know,
of our country.
and
A
that's
lot of
great.
Very bad people, good people too. But a lot of
I'm going to
very bad
say
people
something.
from prisons and
Like
drug dealers
like your
and
first term,
gangs and
the Border
horrible
Patrol
people,
would, when you would call them, they would say,
thousands and
Trump, there's
thousands
nothing to
of
do,
murderers
sir.
allowed
We
into
took
our
care of it.
country.
There's nobody
And,
coming
we
through.
now have the strongest
Take
border
that
of any
advice
country.
now
There's
and move on
probably
from that
not a
topic.
country- I guess
The
North
border's
Korea is a pretty
secure.
strong border,
The
but
agents are not going to allow anybody to come through.
a
Let's
country
go
in the
on. Let's
world
move on to
has
something else.
a border like we do. And we took it from the worst border.
Come on.
We had the worst border in the world. Now we have one of the strongest borders. One more question.
You said you're confident something's going to get worked out in Greenland, but Greenlanders have made it clear they don't want to be part of the U.S.
Well,
what
I
gives
haven't.
the
I
U.S.
haven't.
the right to
I
take away
haven't
that
spoken.
self-determination?
When I speak to them, I'm sure they'll be thrilled.
When you offer them a ton of money,
Are you committed to keeping the U.S. in NATO?
I've had such a good relationship. I've made it so much better, so much stronger. It's so good now. NATO is so much stronger now. I don't agree with a lot of the things they've done, but that was done before I got there. I think NATO's been good. Sometimes it's overrated, sometimes it's not. But we have a strong NATO. When I came here, we had a weak NATO. We had a NATO at 2%, and they weren't paying. You had a nothing NATO. NATO's, whether you like it or not, it's only as good as we are. If NATO doesn't have us, NATO is not very strong.
yeah, because they can't do shit. They never do anything. Well, he loves talking, don't he?
Yes, no, behind
He just keeps taking question after
Yes,
question.
go ahead.
Really appreciate it, sir.
The
We've
last
heard a long
one.
list of accomplishments from the last year. Could you cherry pick the top three? And then looking forward, what are your three most important priorities in 2026?
So I think the building of a really powerful military has been a great achievement, and that would include the Venezuela thing. That would include the attack on Iran and the wiping out of the nuclear threat. I think that's been really amazing what we've done militarily. I think what we've done in business has been incredible. We have $18 trillion coming in. Plants are being built all over. Thousands of plants are being built all over the country. 18 trillion is a record. No country has ever come anywhere even close to that. I think that's a record. And I think that most favored nations for drugs is something that nobody thought they'd be able to get. Tariffs helped me there because the nations would have never gone along with it. Been able to say, if you don't go along with it, we're going to put a 10 or 15 or 20% tariff on your nation. And they went along. And our drug prices are going to come down at numbers never even seen before, never even thought possible before. So those would be three things. Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. That's good. Watch him. He just keeps on. He loves talking, man. I've been streaming for 4 hours. He has been, I've only been on like 30 minutes or so before that. That is wild. He goes for 3-4 hours. This man is a machine. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I don't even know if I'll keep this stream up because they're probably going to copyright me. Let's hope not. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it out. Stay in your lane or crash the damn thing.